Ladies and gentlemen, we are so excited to be with you on this Saturday morning, or is it afternoon now? I think technically we have a couple more minutes of morning. Regardless, it's going to be a fantastic day of Counter-Strike, and we're so happy that you're going to be here to join us. And we are here to cover all the action. My name is Evan, not really Evan Johnson, joined on the desk, of course, by the one and only Mr. Henry Bat. Mr. H-Bat, are we excited for some True North X Counter-Strat action today?
The Summer Clash is going to be great. I think it's awesome. You guys put a little tournament together, sent out the feelers to see who you could get, and you found yourselves 8 very powerful teams in North American region, ranging from Maine to like the tippy top of advanced right now, and $750 up for grabs is a nice little pot for a 2-day tournament. I think so, and yeah, I'm excited to be here because I know a lot of these players are. Evan, we chatted a whole bunch in the pre-show about our excitements. It mostly led into Marvel trivia and facts, knickknacks and stuff. But we wrapped about these two teams we're going to be watching today. The first matchup on this streamlined is going to be Skyline taking on Storm Surge. And these two teams have a little bit of history between it, but I'll leave you in suspense with that one, chat. We have a graphic for all 8 teams that are joining us for this 2-day tournament right here on your screen. And if you're from the North American region, you'll probably know most of these teams.
A lot of familiar faces for sure, especially if you've been watching us here on True North Studios for a while. You definitely recognize names like Storm Surge, Arctic Ace, and Third Sight. And you had mentioned some top tier advanced teams as well, Villainous and Notorious. I think those are your 2 marquee matchups right there. I really think even in this first round, we have some really exciting matchups. We'll break down the one we're covering, but Villainous and Academy for Gifted. I mean, this is an Academy for Gifted team that has been making waves a little bit. They've sort of been rising up from the lower end of the ESEA spectrum. So this is a team that you might want to keep your eye on for the future, and obviously some good Canadian representation with Arctic Ace and Third Sight. Missing, that's X Skyline, not to be confused with Team Skyline. This is a new branding for the Skyline team, so they're going to be making their debut against the Arctic Ace team. And yeah, I think we sort of have an idea of who we think is going to be making it out of this bracket, but I'm really hoping we're going to be getting some upsets in this first batch up of matches.
I think upsets is the name of the game here, right? These are like 4 advanced teams, 4 main teams kind of playing each other, I guess. We have the advanced lineup of Villainous and Academy for Gifted. So that's a good test to see where they stand on that totem pole as it is season 58's mid-season, right? 6, 7, 8 games have been played by each of these teams. They're prepped to test each other. The match we're watching, Skyline Storm Surge, these guys have a history, a little bit of a forfeit banter back and forth. Whose fault it was, we don't know, blame, face it. And then Arctic Ace and Missing. This one will be probably the funnest map in my mind. It's mostly the Outfit 49 guys, an ex-top tier North American team. I think the Outfit 49 roster that is most of these players got to, I think, 8th in North America. So Missing has a battle in front of them. And Third Sight, I'm going to vote for the Canadians on this one. I think that Notorious is going to come in a little bit too puffed up, thinking that it's going to be an easy walk into the semis where they have to face Arctic Ace. And I think they're going to get taught a quick lesson here by the Canadians on Third Sight. Now, main versus advanced, the difference marginal to some, quite a bit to others. That might play into the hand of some of these teams. But again, it is the Skyline Storm Surge, both main teams that we're going to be watching on this screen. Evan, let's talk about these teams a little bit in depth here. Skyline and Storm Surge. Who do you want to start with?
Well, I think Skyline, really jumps out at me. 9-1 in Maine right now, 3rd seed overall. This is a really well-built roster. Sarcasm, sort of your linchpin. He's the guy who starts everything. He's this star rifler. And even guys like Lie, Borb, Freaky, and Swifty, I mean, the record says a lot, right? Being 9-1, 3rd place. And mind you, that one loss coming against the number 1 seed Harry Scary Bandits, and that was even in overtime, right? So for the most part, Skyline have been dog walking many teams. HBAT, you had gave me a crazy stat while we were in the pre-show where it was like an average of well, I'll let you say it because you have that one in your notes.
That. 10 matches for the season, 9-1. including that one loss where they lost 16 rounds in overtime, you so aptly mentioned, it equals 5.8 rounds lost on average for Skyline's 10 games. Now, if you take out that loss, that if they wouldn't have lost a silly anti-eco, they probably would have been able to pull it over the line. But the other 9 wins, it's 4.6 rounds lost on average, so 4 or 5. And the fact that they're a top main team going against the opposition of Storm Surge, I feel like it might be slightly one-sided, but we'll have to wait to see what the vetoes look like. Now on the other side, Storm Surge. This is another pretty solid main team, and these guys were the forfeit loss end of that season 56 debacle. We kind of chatted about that, Evan. I know you have a little bit more inside info on that, but essentially 7 seasons together in Maine, and they've never clashed. And then the one time that they do, someone from Storm Surge can't show up on time. The ticket is put in, but it was a face-it issue, and then the admins didn't arrive on time. So Skyline, instead of playing it out and waiting, they took the forfeit win, and they kind of hold it over Storm Surge's head. Is that sort of the card that was played earlier today?
Yeah, that sounds pretty accurate.
Okay.
Like I had said, when Storm Surge found out that this was the matchup on the docket, I think they circled their calendar for today. I think there might
Yeah.
still be a little bit of bad blood, at least on their side. So we can finally get this fated matchup that we've been sort of waiting for. And I think for us, like being able to watch Storm Surge for a while, because here at True North Studios got to cover Storm Surge for an entire season of Maine back in 56. This is a roster that's undergone some changes, right? Rahman coming in as the coach, he's really been the guy I've looked to that has really improved this team. He has been such a solid fit in this lineup. We haven't seen Rubley on stream yet, so it'll be interesting to see how they fit. But the addition of Rahman, I think, really makes the Storm Surge team that much better because they're going to have to go against guys like Sarcasm, who just really quickly, this is a guy, like we said, is so strong. Most recent win, 28-5,
Wow.
116.4 ADR, face it swing rate of plus 11.67%. I mean, this is a
Destroyed it.
guy who can absolutely play at an elite level if he's able to.
Fully agreed. You mentioned Rubley on the other side for Storm Surge. The research lets me know that this guy's an ex-wanted goons from season 47 and 48. So back when Advanced had a different feel to it. It took more oomph to get yourself there. It wasn't the easy road of, hey, I won open or I got second in open and I'm in Advanced. This was like you had to grind to get there. So he's the old head who's just kind of rejoining them and getting back in the swing of things. You know what I mean? So it's going to be a good game. I think Sarcasm will be able to carry them along the line. I think everybody from the Storm Surge side is ready to play this match. And as I say that, well, prize distribution comes up because what are they playing for, right? They're playing for the lion's share of $750. Now, we can't forget our sponsor for today, and that's CounterStrat. Evan, I know that you run this, so I'll let you have that one. Enjoy.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. HBAT. As you mentioned, yes, obviously this whole tournament is powered by our friends over at CounterStrat. And if you've been a regular viewer of True North Studios, you know exactly who they are. But if you're new, we'll explain that to you. CounterStrat helps competitive Counter-Strike teams prep smarter without spending hours digging through match history, demos, and veto data. With your veto analyzer and veto simulator, you can scout an opponent's map pool, predict likely bans and picks, and plan your vetoes before match time. The snapshot takes that prep even further by showing opponent tendencies across rounds, players, sides, timing windows as well, so you can quickly understand how a team actually plays. Whether you're getting ready for a league night or a tournament match, CounterStrat gives you the information you need to make better decisions before the first round starts. We want to thank CounterStrat profusely for being our main sponsor here. And every single team that participates in this tournament will get, at the very least, 1 month free access to CounterStrat so they too can enjoy all the services that they provide.
Well, it sounds like a beautiful thing. Production's in my ear, whispering sweet nothings. And as we talked about the fact that they can help you put veto data together, I put my own little veto data together and I tried to predict what this veto was going to be. Now, I said it was going to be Anubis Inferno Cash or Anubis Nuke Cash. Now, production, if you got the veto ready, let's swing it. Let's see what CounterStrat gave us. And we're still waiting on it. Okay, well, I saw it there on the screen. Okay, maybe we're going to have to plug it into CounterStrat and pull that information over.
Well,
Yeah, missed that
good
one,
news
sorry.
for you. I already
Yeah.
did plug the numbers in CounterStrat,
Oh,
and according to the data, I mean, I have a similar predicted pool as well. I have Anubis, Nuke, and Ancient. The only reason I put Ancient in there is just because it sort of fits in the middle of both of these teams. It's a map that both teams are okay with playing. That's not like necessarily a strong pick, but if it falls through, I think both teams would be fine with that. I think the interesting pick, I think you had mentioned Inferno. This is a map that Skyline really does well on and succeeds on. They ban it more than they pick it, but they have a 7-5 record according to CounterStrat. And when you look at the side of Storm Surge, this is a map that they typically ban all the time. They banned it 15 times. The one time they've actually picked it didn't really go well either. They have a 1-6 record on Inferno. This is a map that they really try to avoid it. Even the days that we were covering Storm Surge back in season 56 of Maine, this was a map that they really struggled on. It seemed like they got off to a lot of slow starts, especially if they started on that T side. So I think if Inferno comes through first, especially against a team like Skyline that seemed to be peaking at the right time, I think Storm Surge might be in for a little bit of trouble, at least early on.
Oh, okay. So I guess we do have time to make that inevitable prediction, maybe before we even see the vetoes. Is that a little tricky to do, do you think?
You
Give
know,
me a call?
I think I
A
might
gut
wait a little
feeling.
bit, but
Okay.
that's like my gut feeling because I think you're right. I think we probably will have Inferno come through. I don't think Storm Surge is gonna want it to, but it's kind of thing. It's like, do you target Inferno or do you target another one of your weaker maps? You know, like a Dust 2 perhaps or a Cache. I think it just depends on who picks first in the veto. I think that's really what it's going to come down to. But I think one of these teams either way is going to have to play on a weaker map, but I think I would give the advantage to Skyline to succeed on one of their weaker maps.
Okay, so maybe if they can pick up the immediate storm surge map, it's a 2-0, but if it goes the other way, you think it's going to go all three. Okay, we are still waiting on that veto to come through. I'm looking at the match page right now. Players are in the server and the match is active, so it's going to come down to the wire here for everybody to find out what the veto actually is. Now, we got three other games going on today. The B stream is going to be coming up right after this, and that's going to be Reserve Wolf with maybe WX Fan or maybe Blakert. I'm not sure who's going to be filling that hot seat today. And then tomorrow is grand finals, I think, starting at the same time.
Yeah, grand finals tomorrow. Yeah, we're excited. I mean, 2 days. I mean, this is the biggest project we've done here at True North Studios, so I think we're really excited to see all the involvement and all the teams as well that we've been able to get through. And we have some pretty good teams in front of us right now, and we're finally going to find out where we're going to play. And Mr. HBAT, you were bang on with your prediction.
No, I
Inferno,
missed. Cash got
Anubis,
banned first.
Inferno, Anubis, Nuke as the decider. And I think, unfortunately, my forecast has come to pass. Definitely not where Storm Surge would want to start. You do pick it up with Anubis in map 2, but if you're not able to pick up a win on Inferno, it's definitely going to be tough. I can see this one going to 3, but that Inferno definitely going to be a litmus test to see how Storm Surge is going to be able to handle this team Skyline.
Yeah, I think with the limited map pool, you and I kind of put Cache, Ancient, and Mirage in this limbo position where we didn't expect it was going to happen, but we didn't think it was going to be banned so late down the line. The fact that Storm Surge had that and Nuke, like I looked through my paperwork and it's like Nuke is like a fourth, fifth for them, and I go to the other side and it's a top 3 pick for Skyline. And okay, well the vetoes changed actually. Nuke was the first pick, followed by
Oh,
Anubis, and then it ended as Inferno. So, like I wrote down, I said Skyline's going to pick Inferno if they have first pick, and then it's going to be Anubis for Storm Surge, and the other way around, it's going to be Anubis and Nuke on Skyline. But they, oh, they did pick exactly. Yeah, yeah. CounterStrat,
this
help me out.
ooh,
Maybe, maybe,
this
maybe.
changes my opinion a little bit.
Okay, we'll start
I
again. We'll try
think
again. What do you
because
think?
I have seen some strong gameplay from Storm Surge on Nuke. The only thing I worry about is that if they can't get off to a good start, which appears like, oh, maybe they have. I believe, yeah, Storm Surge up 2-0. That's the Storm Surge roster, unless my HUD is incorrect in this case, but that is indeed the Storm Surge lineup, and they've already come out on a very hot start.
I'm trying to get some sound in game here. Production. No sound. Flash onto the A site and they go. It's a swing. Backside fight supported by this heavy push. Skyline to poke. They just slow down right at the fight points and they force the Storm. Smooth. Kanzi sent to the save with the FAMAS in hand, and it's a first. The Skyline with their map pick up a round early.
Well, I think we knew it wasn't going to be this easy for Storm Surge. I think, obviously we didn't get to see how these first 2 rounds went, but we see this a lot when we have teams that, get off to a bit of a slow start on Nuke or even any map, really. Once you get the rifles out, that's really when you get to see what a team is about, and that was absolutely a clear and, here we go. Very clear and resounding win. I think so resounding, in fact, that we crashed the game feed, and now we're back to casters. We'll go back in a second, but hey, this is exactly what you want for Skyline. Get yourself back in after a little bit of a slow start, and now you have a really good chance to tie it up here.
Still a beautiful purchase coming back from the Surge. Big green in the hand of Ramen. AKs and Galils for Skyline. Now, we just saw them execute A-site pretty cleanly. Utility landed, second wave came in to block the mollies, and flashes would go. It was just a patient hit. As soon as they entered, they stopped. Let's see if Storm Surge falls to that kind of play again, or if Skyline want to accelerate on those open hits. Seems like outside's the name of the game. Wall of Smokes lands beautifully. An early pop, not going to collect info. And this is exactly what Skyline want. They have the utility to set that second wall. They're just feinting across, forcing a rotate from the Surge.
Ramen's the guy I'm looking at, or Kanzi, I should say. He's really going to be this first point of contact in the yard. Kanzi's the kind of guy where if he can get off to a really hot start, he plays off of those emotions, and it can really fuel him to play much better. But it might actually be Cube who's going to be taking this first stab as he comes up through Secret. Lie going to hit the deck for Team Skyline. Early man advantage for Storm Surge.
Ramen gets one over top of the smoke in the fight from, I don't even know where that FAMAS was. Mini, maybe? Lower? Ramp? I missed it. Doesn't matter. Cubed around some edges. A couple more frags come off the top, and Skyline, well, fades to darkness as they fall into the waiting hands of Cube. Deathloop is primed. Trigger pulled, missed the opportunity, but his patience as he falls back. They're forcing this fight forward. The rotate slow from Storm Surge. No one's moving. He's in a contact right now. Boys, get down there to help him. Bob's on site, but he finds the first footing anyway. Swifty, chance to plant. The gap closes, and he gets it down, but that's all she wrote. Stop. Over. Third on the board for Storm Surge.
I really like that response. Oh, you're good. That response is exactly what Storm Surge needed, and just slamming the door, essentially. Finding those 2 picks outside just shuts down everything that Skyline is hoping to get set in this round. And now if you're Storm Surge, you sort of get that confidence back. You expected to maybe find yourself, tied after Team Skyline gets more rifles on the board, but now you're really in a position where you can put the foot on the neck of Skyline and surprise some people on their map pick. We'll just have to see if they can stay consistent with their winning early.
Side new. We're not too worried about it. What's the score you got to get? You have to pretty much get 12 to secure yourself the game, right? And that'd be 12 chances on the CT side. So Vitality and Na'Vi in Dallas. Vitality down 11-1. They come back to win in overtime. We all know the NRG story. Well, it's not new, but we're all North Americans. So we suffer from the same disease, failure, and it's okay because we're learning together. It's just patience here. The Skyline take a little bit of space, but another shot through the smoke from Ramen leaves Leah laying. Desolation forced to fall, and it's just more space gained from Skyline, but I think Storm Surge know what's going on.
Making a lot of noise on ramp is Skyline. Sarcasm going to try and swing in, but not going to be able to pick up that pick as Cubed sends him packing. 3v2 now, all up to Freaky and Swifty to try and make something happen. But a little bit split now as Skyline need to try and figure out what the plan's going to be. They do have bomb control, but definitely not an easy path forward as Kanzi, he's going to be taking space up in this lobby. He's going to hear everything that happens on this A site. Freaky with the op. Need to make sure he can at least try and save it if possible, if Swifty falls.
Kanzi's got info on both here. He just pre-fired a mini. Freaky finds rudely. These rotations are a little bit weird. Skyline in awkward 1v1 ones, but they're finding the frag. Swifty's rotates finally to tether up his teammate in Mini, or in Squeaky rather. He wants the cross. Cube caught a second for Swifty, and they secure it. Skyline double the 1 to a 2, and they close that score line from 2 to 1. Easy does it, boys. Bank accounts hurting a little bit on the CT side, lacking maybe kits, maybe helmets, maybe some utility. And if there's a Galil on the other side or a MAC-10, they might just shred. Looks like Sarcasm might have to venture into the MAC-10 territory.
That's just an unfortunate round to lose if you're Storm Surge there. You really needed to try and take advantage of that, but just a little bit lackadaisical on the retake, and I think this is the kind of team in Skyline where you can't give them isolated gunfights because you know they're going to be able to fight you like that. And we see another reason why you just can't count this Skyline team out. That's 3 picks early, just flooding through the A side. But here comes Kanzi, not able to find the second one as Swifty lays him down. So all up to Desolation in the 1v3. Bomb's going to go down once again on the A site. And with the way the money is right now, I don't think Desolation is going to want anything to do with this retake.
I think you're about right on that. Another A hit from Skyline, and they do the same thing as before. Break the windows, send a couple of flashes in, pull that smoker molly. Then they wait. Then they send those same flashes in with a molly combo towards Mini. They wait. And as the molly's about to fade in Mini, they smoke and the third layer of flashes comes through. Molly's back sight, and they force the fights right where they want them. Double up through Hut, double up through Squeaky. They find 3 frags in quick succession, and there's no chance for Storm Surge to even get back into this one. See you later. Alligator. 3 on the board for Skyline, and that's a beautiful start to their T side.
See if they can keep it going. It's like you were saying, you know, if you're the CT side of Nuke, you really need to try and take advantage of these early rounds. And I think for Storm Surge as well, you know the level of difficulty that's ahead of you right now. You know this is one of the biggest teams in advance, so you need to make sure that you can take every single advantage and gift that's been given to you early on. And unfortunately, it seems like we've had a couple opportunities that have sort of slipped through their fingers. Hopefully they're going to be able to, you know, try and pick it back up, but 1 hero rifle in the hands of Desolation, definitely not expecting much out of a CT side with only 1 piece of utility and 1 rifle.
Well, they're grouped up. They're doing something together. Or the blocks. There's still a little bit of bodyguarding there. Desolation survives to play a trade. And they pick up a second AK. Kanzi, do you have armor with that? No, you don't. That's okay. Skyline speed up outside. They have info on 3. And they say, trade us. We don't mind. Now 4v4, minute 20 on the clock. Kanzi going for a little bit of a hero play here with this AK, but he's tucked in a spot they might not expect. That gap ever closes above and near. Dismantle. Window slide? No, they're just jumping straight up. Open A site at least. Flash and go. Kanzi's going to collect his own. First frag found, but he can't get himself into heaven. Fariki's off, strikes. That's a great shot, but he's caught. USP from the back as Cube slides, and these individual pressures from Storm Surge give them a chance. 2v2 in the post.
Oh, Desolation just 1 HP, though. He's going to have to be so careful in how he approaches this. Missed shot at a Cube, and he's going to be stymied by those mollies. Hey, 1 HP be damned. Desolation still able to get a pick before he hits the deck, and Cube adds the last one. Massive response from Storm Surge. They're going to get this defuse off, and they're going to get their 4th round.
I guess we can call Desolation donk now, as I guess 1 rifle coming into the round doing the donk means you win. He gets himself 2 frags with it, 1 of which was 1 on 1 HP, which is actually beautiful. And it makes a difference. A 4th on the board, and Storm Surge playing Nuke the way they need to. Individuals just stepping up, not deep team plans. Everybody just go for your own because you can all shoot. Skyline on the other side, they're playing very regimented, very rigid. You can see that within the scores. 4s for 3 of them, right? Swifty stepping up, Leah probably making the plays or entry fragging. That's okay. But on the opposite side, it's like this teetering balance of you're shooting well and you're not shooting at all. Storm Surge change their pace, individual style with the intent of team play. I think they might be all right on this Nuke. And Desolation about to do it towards ramp.
This is huge for Desolation. This can shut down this entire round for Skyline. If he's able to pick something up here, he's always going to be so careful, just so patient, and not going to be able to get it. Does get the intel, though, so he's going to scurry his way down the ramp. So the call has been made for the rotations, but Storm Surge still need to pick up these kills, trades early for both sides. And now here comes that execute. Skyline going to be heading down the ramp. Desolation is going to be able to find one, but still not enough to quell these aggressors. And now Storm Surge, the defense has to reset, but oh, a massive pick as Q'd on the opposite end of that frag. That's going to change things for the CT side.
Oh, Ramen's quick to that play. Goes down through the smoke. Ruby's trying to distract a little bit as Ramen re-peeks. It's the AK of Sarcasm. Sticky flames. He finds a second frag and a fourth for Skyline. And it seemed like it was going all right. They had the information. Individuals were starting to shoot. And then door blows up and everything changes. Nicely done. Skyline keeping it tight. And another chance for maybe a solo rifle purchase is Ramen, the only one running deep at 5K. He's going to save, get himself the op. Not even a deagle, not even an upgraded pistol. What math are you doing, my friend?
Oh, there we go.
There we go, thank you.
He was just really thinking about it.
Yeah, you were yelling 2 minutes ago.
Well, hopefully this investment will pay dividends for Storm Surge. I really thought they had a solid chance there, but you just can't count Sarcasm out. This has been the guy we talked about. He's this big-time performer for Skyline. And if they're not able to keep a lid on him, it's going to be a really tough day at the office for Storm Surge.
Late A execute, it seems. Another wall of smoke's getting tossed. But this should be a slide through that mini smoke in the A site. What's the timing for Storm Surge to push back in? But if they tuck in tight, they might be able to find an early fight. The timing seems like now. Avoidance a hut, 3 through squeaky door, and that might just be the lineup that Deagle from Mini needs. DSP, never mind. Cleaned up. AK's overwhelmed. Deagle from on high. Ramen can't cook his meal down. Now Ruby with USP about to get overwhelmed. The desolation from that ramp flank will be known. It's all but dusted here. A flawless 5th for Team Skyline. Start to put the pedal to the metal. And they want to show Storm Surge that forfeit loss is what they should have done today.
Definitely been a nice showing from Storm Surge thus far. I mean, we did miss a couple rounds at the start, albeit, but I've liked how they've been able to respond. We saw a couple rounds ago where Team Skyline started to get a little bit of a momentum on their side, and Storm Surge responded with a really nice win to sort of get things back under control, but I just need to see more consistency out of the CT side. You know, it's still very, very close right now, but you can sort of feel the momentum shifting a little bit more into the hands of Skyline. A really big chance now for Storm Surge to squash those narratives, get things back under control, and maybe try and fight a little bit closer. But early lost duel in the yard, giving Skyline another man advantage, and there's just so much space for them to work in the yard with right now.
Their patient activity as well. Everything that they want, they approach together. They understand that smoke is not a wall, it's a visionary blind. And they just play so patient behind it. They wait till everybody's ready, and you can see the flash and go with the mini as well. It's just well-timed, well-maneuvered counter-strike. And Skyline clearing their corners, crossing those eyes, dotting the T's. And look at what they've done to the CTs. They've forced it out of position. They're tripled up towards ramp, sucking their thumb, waiting for round 10. As this one's already over. Storm Surge not a chance. Skyline 6, and a tied half at least is unbelievable for your Euro map pick, I guess. But still, T-side nuke.
And I think this is really where that experience is coming out for Skyline. I mean, we know that Storm Surge have been playing together as a roster for a while now. This is a team that has good vibes. You know, they are very connected together. But when you have a team like Skyline, who've been playing on such an elite level and have just been doing this to everybody, there unfortunately are levels to this, and we're starting to see that really come to fruition now. Skyline, bit of a slow start, but slowly starting to take over their own map pick, and sure, you're able to save some rifles if you're Storm Surge, but your econ is taking so many hits that how much longer are you realistically going to be able to fight if you can't find any production in this round 11?
The second to that is if they don't really go past this 4 or 5 mark on the CT side, like 6 they have to get. Because once they go over to the T side, it's notoriously, historically, stats driven. They had 9, 3, 8, 4, half of the CT side overwhelming. So, like he's done and dusted, but a fast move outside. Ramen finds one. A trade effective. But they start to overwhelm, and it's Sarcasm to just split the wigs. Just outside. First fights, he collects the cross, plus that mini drop, and the rotates have to go Ramp's way. Another round about to be posted by Skyline. I think Storm Surge really has this. He's still outside. He finds another one. Smoke on both sides of ramp. Storm Surge completely locked out. Look at how close Swifty is. It's a hard angle to find more than one, but all he has to do is get the one. That's so annoying from Sarcasm. We were talking with this guy. He can't turn up. But as he does, it's just destruction.
It's absolutely been the Sarcasm show in this round. I mean, there's just been nothing to stop him right now. And sure, Ramen is able to pick up one onto Swifty, but it's all just for stat padding at this point, because Skyline have just continued to dominate on their T side, and you can't even save any of those rifles if you're Storm Surge. So, no, well, you probably will be able to rebuy this off in the hands of Ramen, but just not much since the start, you know, to really build some confidence for the Storm Surge side. I mean, I think if you're not able to win this round right here and at least make it 7-5, this map might already be over, unfortunately.
No, it's not over till the fat lady sings, or so they say. Great start from Ramen again, finding that opening frag. Seems to be too easy for him, but again, Sarcasm, he just lights up this kill feed, same position. Smooth moves over Twinkie, gets him a double in towards Mini, and it allows entry onto so swiftly. Cover by the namesake. 2v2 going into this post, and the rotates are faster this time from Storm Surge. Heathered now towards backside, bomb planted. Storm Surge trying to blow open the smokes with the pistols. See what they can find. Molly delays and actually forces Ramen forward. They're spotted. The quick flick is there. No scope. The single door swings. It's Swifty. Ramen, 4K on the round to find a fifth, and Storm Surge needed that. They needed that badly. Finding that fifth on their CT side is going to be a saving grace as they enter the T side of Cedar Creek.
My goodness, I mean, you talk about a hero play. Coach is the one to get it done. 15-7 for your Storm Surge coach. I mean, the top fragger in the lobby. I mean, single-handedly keeping his team in this game. I mean, like you said, you absolutely needed it. They got it right there. Still somewhat in this match. A pistol round here would be absolutely massive for Storm Surge on the T side, just to sort of keep them afloat. But you gotta make sure you can't get complacent, because Skyline, sure, are only up by 2, but now they're on the advantageous side. You're gonna have to be so thorough and strong on your T side if you want any hope of shaving that lead down.
It looks like they have an idea of what's going to happen. They think the mini slide will come through. The dualies will push forward into Hut to try to find it on that squeaky door swing. And then it'll just be the backside to fight, forcing the ramp fight forward at a good timing, as well as even better for it. Utility out. They spot this. They're going to get in with the pack. Sarcasm has been called, but he's already chasing. P2000 through the door is caught. It's Desolation and Ramen. Rip him apart. No chance. Beautiful pistol tossed by Storm Surge to find a sixth.
Hey, what did I say? I mean, get the pistol. And I mean, what a dominant pistol as well. I mean, you wouldn't think that Storm Surge's weaker side would be this T side. I mean, obviously, you know, still so much more left to go here, but that's exactly what you need to sort of get things back under control. We talked about earlier how this momentum was really starting to swing in the favor of Skyline, and Storm Surge, they rose to the occasion. They rose to the challenge, and so far, they've just been absolutely stymieing Skyline early. As Rubly finds this first one, as Storm Surge looking to try and take space out in the yard, Kanzi falls, but the advance still coming for Storm Surge as they make their way down secret.
Oh, a second frag through the smoke, not minding his P's and Q's, and Rubly, the ex-Wannagoon superstar, is caught. 3v3 going into this. It's just SMGs to get picked up, I'm pretty sure. Should be easy enough for Storm Surge, but Freaky might want to get it with the Galil. I don't think it's going to happen. Cube still up towards Mini. They know the ramp or the vent flank is on. Just Ramen takes one he gets smashed back, and this is becoming pretty possible. Desolation. 1v3 freebie for a first, but the other two through the single door lineup has come through. Top of the bomb, a swing, and thankfully a 5-3 and a sneaky round victory. Skyline up to 8 on their CT side.
Oh, Desolation, a really solid attempt there. I mean, 3 HP left on Lie. I mean, doing everything right is Desolation, but just not able to get it done. And one step forward, two steps back for Storm Surge, but a nice showing still as they're able to get that bomb down. But Skyline bringing things back under control. And that 2-round lead established once again.
Nicely done. No conversion around the Storm Surge right at the beginning of the end. We were just glazing on the second video, saying everything's possible, and just like that, surprising CounterStrat.
It's amazing how fast things can change.
Saying A-side execute on the card, Swifty, ready for it. He's gonna stuff his barrel into the squeaky door. I lied. Louis, ready for it. Just gonna stuff his AK barrel straight into the squeaky door.
Kanzi, oh my goodness, just an absolute blitzkrieg on the A site as Skyline completely take over. Cubed left holding the bag. Just not much you're able to do with the Tech 9 and one single flash, but he's going to have to march forward, even if it leads to his ultimate defeat. Doesn't even have the bomb as well.
It's a small thing like that that Storm Surge wasn't ready for. The A-side execute that looked rather identical to what Skyline, or what Storm Surge just threw at Skyline. Right? Skyline's execute, same thing, maybe a half check of patience. That patience wins them the frag through squeaky door. They're not just rushing into swing back sight. The patience to find that back sight after finding that mini swing. Small things, the way the utility lands is just a step ahead, and the CT side with a pretty positive 9s, sending Storm Surge to a little bit of an economic decision here as Skyline broached double digits.
Yeah, this is the kind of round that I think decides if a comeback is even possible. I mean, we might not even have to think about it that much because Storm Surge, it looks like they're just going to vote for the save here, so Skyline should be getting to double digits before we know it. And then you're asking a lot of Storm Surge, where you're giving Skyline double digits, and at this point in the game, do we have the confidence in them to really mount a comeback? We've seen flashes. I mean, Ramen is having a fantastic game thus far, but is it enough to pull his team sort of out of the depths? You know, Rubli's been struggling, Kanzi's been struggling as well, and it seems like Skyline has only gotten better as this game has gone on longer.
And it's one of those things where this is like a second or third map for Skyline, and they realize that the Storm Surge plays it, but maybe as a fourth, fifth, where they're comfortable, they have small ideas, the rotational understanding of when information is being passed might not be fully flushed out. We know the individuals can shoot, but when you're just beat by time itself, you never have the weapons. Well, it happens again. First, it's not a double though. Cube smashes him back, freaking tech and pulled. It's 2. Left alive for the 2 side. Shut down. Swifty's already here. And this is the rotation I was talking about. Every corner you turn, Skyline are already there. This is about to be a 10. And unless Ramen can get 2 more kills, the economy is going to start to explode on the CT side and make it that much more harder for the Surge to score.
It's certainly not impossible, but I think with the way that Skyline is set here, they're fully expecting this swing to come from ramp, and just so impossible for Ramen here. Swifty will end it, and as we foretold, that is double digits for Team Skyline. Probably not as much economic return as you were hoping for if you're on the Storm Surge side. You could still bring some rifles to the party, but
Swifty's asking permission right now.
Yeah.
He's utility. He's sprinting outside. He's going to take this fight heads up for sure. Give it to me. Yes. Run directly outside and fight through their smoke. Get in up in their face on his first rifle round. Call me a liar.
Hey, I mean, it's...
Inside, though. The offer's there. He's got support by EA. They're going to pop the smokes and try to play. And with no noise inside, it all works towards me. This might be a free rotate for the Heaven player in the mini to support this outside hit.
This could be dangerous. Lie gonna find that first one. Rubli does get the trade, and they do find Storm Surge rushing down into secret, but Team Skyline, they're ready for this. They find another body in Rubli through the smoke. 3 and 12. Rubli just hasn't been able to get things going here on Nuke for Storm Surge, and you still have Ramen, who's lagging a bit behind, so maybe the call has switched just a little bit, or things are going a little bit slower now as Storm Surge trying to pick up the pieces of losing members early.
They're in a good spot here. Great find from Cube. They flustered the outside defense. The double rotate down for Skyline leaves Freaky all alone, and they started to isolate this. He's about to get caught, finds Fred forward, in close range. Konzi taught a quick lesson. Storm Surge, if they knew how much space they had there, it would be over. They would have just sprinted straight into Mini if they knew where that fight was. It seemed like they did, but Freaky stepping up when times called for it. Finally down on Cube, and with time ticking, bomb nowhere close. It's an 11th. Skyline destroying it. We're working on the audio issues right now. We understand it's happening. Chat, don't stress it. We figuring it out.
It's the beauty of live production, isn't it?
Yeah.
Things happen on the
This is why
fly,
you're doing
but
this, though, right?
it's true.
Because you and the entire True North studio division have been working. Now you think you can put it together and make it run, and you're doing it right now. The only problem is how do you respond to hiccups? And it's patience and dedication, and these things are going to happen. And how do you fix it? And that's it. This is the test for you, and it's great.
I think Storm Surge asking similar questions.
Yeah.
As they're going to be taking a timeout late in this T side. I mean, ever since that pistol, it's just been all Skyline on the CT side. And I mean, that last round really felt like their last-ditch effort. You know, we're fully investing into this last round. We're bottoming out. This is the one we really need to win. And I think you had called it. I think this change of plan where it looks like they were going to go down secret. Rubley gets caught out through the smoke. Okay, let's change the plan. Let's try and take some space out in garage. We almost are able to isolate Freaky, but you got to give credit where credit is due. You know, a really nice two-piece coming through from Freaky saves that one from Skyline. Like we were saying earlier, there have been flashes, I think, from Storm Surge, but they're just not able to put together as many rounds consistently as they need to overcome a team like Skyline. Now, they do have another chance, obviously, on Anubis, right? Like, Anubis, familiar, you know, stomping grounds for Storm Surge. So maybe they're able to fight back just a little bit more, but Skyline, thing, right? Really impressive.
This is like Anubis is like a second, third map, I think, on my research side for Storm Surge. It's the fourth map for Skyline. So it's the exact same scenario. They're going to go to Anubis. They'll be a step ahead. This is going to be a three-map affair, I think. But this one's not over yet. Scout in the hands of Ramen. He's already got crazy. A couple of quick shots at that. You're going to throw some fear into the hearts of the enemy. Let's fight outside with Lie. Big garage.
Oh, that's a nice shot.
It's one of those times you see the AK swing, you're like more than half the body's showing. These players don't really make any mistakes when tested for a fight they want. Scout hits, but the AK just very first shot. Sarcasm through the smoke, rudely. Not a great half, not a great game. 3 and 13. It's definitely not what you want to see in a little bit of a vengeful matchup, I guess you could say. Flank already closed, and he's not quiet about this either. He's sprinting. He gets caught by Cube. Good opening. Not sure why the sprint needed to happen. This is just a slowdown by Storm Surge. You can see the change of pace from Skyline. They knew they fumbled that rotation last time, so they don't just give up space immediately. They don't care about lower. They understand.
Oh my.
Cubed.
It's a three-piece for Cubed as now the play is going to be coming through towards the ace site, and he's going to stay hot on for the ace potentially as Cubed. Finally putting together some positive momentum for Storm Surge. And they need it desperately. Is it too little, too late? Maybe a little too early to tell. This Freaky still has a lot of util to work with, and this op as well. Get that HE grenade. That's going to take a decent chunk out of Desolation's HP, but Cubed in such a perfect spot for this potential execute through hut. He's making so much noise as Freaky as Cube, just so patiently waiting and not able to clean up the kill. He knows where he is, and he's just gonna let it lie. An ace in all but execution as Cube single-handedly giving Storm Surge another round.
And again, I was just crediting Skyline for being in the right spots, thinking, hey, they have a crossfire set from mini to big garage. Last time the guy who got isolated in big garage credit card, his teammate left him. Swifty just went straight down into lower. The second ramp player, supported by that late hell rotate, went down into lower. They were all messed up because Storm Surge took a pause. This time, they set it up, but Storm Surge ready for it, namely Cube 4K. 17 frags now. Just tying the leader of his own team, Ramen. So the individual stepping up, team play lacking a little bit.
I do want to give Cubed a shout out in that situation really quick because, like we said, on for the ace and the wherewithal to know where the economy is standing and not trying to force the issue and go after that final kill to make sure you can save that rifle to the next round. That's a sign of a really good player who is just so disciplined, knows what his team needs him to do in that situation. And I think that situation right there is an absolute perfect example of what he needs to do to help his team.
Couldn't agree more. 70 seconds on the clock and evacuation of lobby. What's the question now for Skyline? They know that outside control is still there because the wall of smoke hasn't really sent anybody across. You would have seen a drop in through lower by now. That's being held by Freaky out towards hell. Lie's been caught by this drop a few times, so Swifty's up close on the door just so they can swing to support that mini fight. Plus the door's not blown open, so there's pretty much all information known for Skyline right now. Cross to come in, and it's going to have to be heavy-footed. These guys are running out of time. Storm Surge, I think they've cooked themselves on this one. Unless some crazy shenanigans happen, this should be an easy fight through the smoke. Oh my god! Okay, Mr. Henry Bat, never mind. 3 quick frags on this site. R, and R. Skyline set up forward, a single flash to draw, distracted, a triple frag comes through, and an 8th about to be posted by Storm Surge. What just happened?
Crazy call coming through and just picks when they needed to. I mean, we're sort of harping on Rubli's performance, but how big is that third pick for Storm Surge? And now Skyline, you're forced into a save right here, essentially. I mean, there's just not much you can do, and giving Storm Surge just a little bit of life late on this T side, that confidence can really propel you forward. You're building up your econ again. The confidence is also building again. Skyline still need to do a little bit of work if they want to get this one under their control, because Storm Surge, starting to fight back a little bit, and we're seeing the confidence in the swings finally coming out. If we can get Rubli to just start picking it up a little bit more, like we saw in that last round, Team Skyline, don't want to say they're in danger right now, but it's definitely going to be interesting.
They definitely need to change up what they're doing. They're doing everything correctly, don't get me wrong. They have all the information. The rotates are relatively clean. Yeah, a little hiccup a few rounds ago where they got forced down lower off nothing. That's okay. This time, they hold their nerve, but it's 2 rounds in a row now. Poppy plays from Storm Surge to catch the individuals of Skyline off. This is the team play they were lacking on the CT side, the ability to move together at 2 points across Nuke. And that was a big 8. Freaky makes Ruby hit the dirt. Second frag not found. Trying to spam through, and it's Swift to give it away. Spam back. Nice little boost here from Lie to find 2. That's an awkward position to try to fight forward on. Ponzi spots. Tries to lock, but it's the drop instead. Nice opening. This maybe they'll get it 12. That's a chucky nade as well. And that's a Skyline change of pace you were looking for, Evan.
Yeah, and again, Freaky just in such a great position and just able to change rounds just on a dime. That's the second time we've seen impact plays with the op on the CT side to shut down a Storm Surge yard execute, and now they're going to be on match point. You called it. They needed to change the pace. Storm Surge just not able to meet that aggression, and I think that little bit of a surge, no pun intended, that they had over the last 2 rounds, I think, unfortunately, is going to end right here. I don't think Skyline is going to relinquish, and mess up this chance here, but we'll have to see. Storm Surge 4 opportunities to potentially force OT. They'll have a little bit of extra time to talk about it, but that's exactly what Skyline needed to get things back under control, and like they have all game, they look dominant when they can start on a good foot in a round.
Well, you know what this means? Ad read time. CounterStrat. CounterStrat helps competitive Counter-Strike teams prep smarter without spending hours digging through match history, demo, and veto data. With Veto Analyzer and Veto Simulator, you can scout out opponents' map pools, predict likely bans and picks, and plan your veto before match time. Snapshot takes the prep work even further by showing opponents' tendencies across rounds, players, sides, timing windows, so you can quickly understand how a team actually plays, like we just saw in the game here. Whether you're getting ready for league night or tournament match, CounterStrat gives you the information you need to make better decisions before first round. Thank you very much, CounterStrat, for the donation and the free passes for all players in this tournament. Winners get 1 year free of CounterStrat.
That's a good price.
That's an amazing prize, an expensive
Yeah.
prize.
Yeah. And I mean, just think about how useful that would be to either of these teams, you know, needing to scout out a potential main opponent in playoffs, potentially. These are two teams that, you know, might be in the playoff conversation, you know, come a couple weeks' time. So I think as much time with CounterStrat as possible would be useful in any situation. We'll see how useful this call from Storm Surge will be, as going to be shading over towards this lobby again. They are really loving to take space outside, but it doesn't look like they're going to be taking it as aggressively as we've seen as Skyline trying to stack up on the A site.
Another opening from Ramen. He was pretty good at this on the CT side. He didn't feel with too many rounds, but it's always a confident thing, especially when you're kind of getting beat up a little bit on your opponent's map pick. Knowing you have the confidence to shoot, at least going into map 2.
Nice little response.
Always good.
So consistent as well as Skyline in being able to find these trades. Ooh, Kanzi, I think he caught a little bit, but they weren't expecting the crossfire to come through. Desolation is going to be able to pick up one, but Skyline holding the line. Swifty just continuing to fry, but not able to get past Ramen. 1v2 for all the marbles. Skyline looking to shut the door on Nuke.
Do they have a bomb? It's in mini. Front mini. They're spotting it.
Ooh.
That's going to be a hard spot for Ramen to get to. He's got a nade and a flash.
No smoke, though.
He could have naded utility back to himself. I don't know what's in mini.
Is there even a chance to get the bomb? I mean, you have the op watching it too. I mean, it's going to have to be a crazy play from Ramen. Crazy individual play. 1 HP left for Freaky. Surely we don't try and re-swing this. Doesn't even matter. It's going to be Lie to put the dagger into Nuke. Team Skyline, it was
All right, everybody, welcome back to True North Studios production by CounterStrat Summer Clash, $750 North American 18 tournament. We're in map number 2. Skyline picked up their map pick. Starting on the T side, they're going to have a chance as the advantage leans to them. I'm still Mr. Henry Bad, joined by not really Evan. What's up, dog?
Oh, just hanging out, watching some Counter-Strike. Ramen gonna get things started for Storm Surge in this round as they like to start on the CT side of their own map pick, and a nice one for Kanzi, nice little two-piece as Skyline looking to keep the good times rolling, but Storm Surge proving why they chose Anubis. And you know what, Mr. HPAT, we were kind of talking about this a little bit. I think you mentioned it at the end of Nuke. I think this one does have potential to go all three. I think there were little flashes from Storm Surge on Nuke that really impressed me, I think, and I think should impress a lot of people as, Skyline we sort of touted as a very, very strong main team, and I think Storm Surge is doing a really good job to maybe quash some narratives and maybe surprise some people by coming in as the underdog and making some noise.
Am I allowed to disagree?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay. Well, we'll talk about it in the next round as why I think this is not disagree, but it could be more like that, but no less. He goes hit the straight up mid. Mac 10's pull the trigger. This is only going to add to the ammo for the reasons why I think this one is over. Stormtroopers got 8 rounds on Nuke, 3 of which were pistols, 1 of which they failed to convert, and they lost a Rifle V Eco round. 4 rounds realistically slipping through their fingers, or all the 50-50 freebies, and they only get 4 rifle rounds. Storm Surge get 13 rifle rounds on both sides pretty evenly. I think this Skyline squad is going to overwhelm them right here, and a little bit of taste of that as they just sprint up mid off a single flash Mac 10 push, and the individuals from Storm Surge bolstered by a clean pistol victory give up ones. And it hurts a little bit. It hurts a little bit. I want to have faith for Storm Surge. I really do. I want this to go 3 maps, considering it's my only match I'm covering today. But I just don't think it's going to happen, Evan. I'm sorry.
No, you know what?
Your points are very valid to me, and I agree with them. I just don't think so. And if I'm wrong, bro, you know what's an old saying? I'll eat my hat. I won't actually eat my hat, but I'll say 3, sure. Yeah.
Hey, you know what? You're always the voice of reason, and I think it's just trying to suck that hopium.
Water when you said that. Yeah, right. Dude, oh my god, voice of reason. Get out of here.
I'm trying to suck on that hopium a little bit, because I like the Storm Surge team. I think they have a really interesting core, and I think they have potential to really go far. And I think Ramen, we actually got a little bit of intel over the break is that Ramen has sort of transitioned from that coach's role to the full-time opera role. So this is like a full-time player now, and I still think that this has been the best addition to this Storm Surge team since it's happened. And of course, as I say that, he's able to pick up a kill before getting traded out, but they have a lot of pieces, and I think if they can just continue to just work together and maybe work out some of these issues against higher level teams, they have potential to maybe make some noise in main. But I do think you're right. Seeing Skyline just a little bit more active, rifles in hand, once they really get comfortable. I said it earlier, and I'll say it again. There are levels to this, and we're seeing it again right here.
Yep. Every time I think of there are levels to this, I think of you back on Inferno. We cast it one time a long time ago, but
oh really?
And you said that to me, and I was like, "Yep, this is the first time." And that was the first time, like, not really piecing it together, but like seeing the massive difference between advanced and open, as I'd only been casting for maybe a month following just advanced and main games. Then we casted one together. I can't remember where. You said there's levels to this, and I was like, okay, sure. Like I see they're all 3,000.
I remember that game actually. I can't remember who it was though.
Yeah, and the advanced team was the Zomblers or something. It was a long
was
time
that?
ago. As we yap through the ending of a second round secured for Skyline and Storm Surge, busted economic-wise.
You know what game I think that was? I think it was an open 9-10 versus an advanced team.
Maybe.
I think it was. It was. I can see it in my head. I can't picture the teams, but I can see it because it was.
You were sitting in a different room. I'll tell you that.
I was sitting in a different room.
There was a wall right beside you on your camera.
Maybe this was. Maybe I'm thinking about something different. But either way, we've done some. We've been around quite a bit, and hopefully Storm Surge are going to be able to get around to a win here, but a nice little opening from Borb is going to shut that down. Freaky also chiming in. So just getting shut down on the CT side as Skyline just really taking it to Storm Surge. That's 3 in a row now for your T's.
It's happening. Rifles are coming back on the board. Storm Surge have to have one of those plays they had over on Nuke. The surprise, super late in the round. Like, are these guys going to go? Oh my God. As they're saying and questioning, is this going to happen? It's happening kind of like 25-second, 20-second pounces onto site, like all or nothing. Here it comes, get ready to die. Because that's the only thing that kind of caught off Skyline. Outside of the pistols, they've yet to win one of those. Storm Surge is doing pretty good at that.
Well, now we have the op in the hands of Ramen for the first time, which has been a solid, reliable piece for Ramen. He's definitely going to need to find something in this round if Storm Surge are hoping to get this one back under control. Morv's going to be shading over towards A main. Does have reinforcements in Lié, but the smoke going to delay it a little bit as Skyline really being patient with this opening execute. Just trying to control and take space as much as they can, but Storm Surge, they do give up a little bit of space in mid, but besides that, sticking close to their original positions and waiting for Skyline to make that first move.
Well, the way Skyline's taking this right now is that was a heavy A main presence with utility, no bodies seen. A heavy mid take with utility, no bodies seen, but the flaunt that there's two. And then a molly flash combo into E-box with footsteps running across mid that would have been heard. That kind of draws the rotate out perfectly into Swift.
Oh.
They think the call was faked from E-box or it was two pushing up and they were freely given space. Swifty there to say nay, nay, lay. The initial point of contact does exactly what they need to do. Draw, distract to open the A site. The frag just gives information for a friend. And who is that friend? Freaky with the op, stuck in water, a leg, and he pulls the Glock. He's stuck, but look, Sarcasm is here. Who better to protect the flag? But never mind. Konzi and Cubed find two, and they're back into this one. Bomb only about halfway ticked. Kits for nobody. One. Cube's got it. But the crossfire now established. Takes on the heavens. Farm sticks the first. Cube continues. Rounding edges. It comes down to Swift. Those two frags he found early. Gone for naught. Great retake from Storm Surge as they find a second Skyline. Reel from that as they found an open site and couldn't just wait 40 seconds.
Dare I say that is the best round we've seen from Storm Surge today. I think you said it perfectly, right? A completely open A site, this fake setup in E-box, completely drawing the attention away from A, and Freaky or Swifty, I think it was, in mid. Just a crazy two-piece there to put Skyline in the driver's seat, but gotta give credit to Storm Surge for an impressive retake when the going was getting tough, and that should give them a little bit more confidence as we get further into Anubis. Only down by one, still very possible for them to chip away and really make a dent in the econ of Skyline, but they're going to ask for another big win here. Rifles still in hand of Storm Surge and Skyline. Let's see who blinks first.
Question here, is it Cube and Konzi who blinked first? Because they're the ones who called that rotate so swiftly off the A site, but it's them who cleaned up the frags to finish the round as well. So no harm, no foul, maybe. Patient starts both these sides and then slow trickle fights. One on B, one on A, traded to a 4v4. And back towards B they go, but aggression, Storm Surge. I thought they were going for that peek towards B, but instead, smoke to block at 50 seconds is unbelievable. They tuck into E-box and it's a solo fight towards water. If Desolation gets aggressive towards A main, it's done. They're going to be able to rotate into sight. It's now or never, Skyline. Take on two, heads up when they know where you are, or try to fight through three.
If they could somehow isolate Lié here, this is going to be a massive pick for the CT side. Maybe making a little bit of noise, but Konzi turning at the absolute wrong time as E-box now completely overtaken from Skyline. Robin and Desolation going to have to go all the way around the world to try and retake once again.
No mistakes.
Storm Surge.
Huge.
Like you said, no mistakes can be made. Ramen does have the line down highway, but no one poking their heads out from Skyline. They are too smart for that. Desolation doesn't even want anything to do with this. The econ definitely not there for Desolation. If Ramen's not able to find a pick, I think this is just going to have to be a call for a save here. That op, way too valuable to be lost. You are able to find Swifty, but that is going to be all for Storm Surge as Skyline reestablishes that 2-round lead.
clears were nice. Storm Surge had the idea to re-clear B main. It would have been a foul idea. They didn't clear really super deep into water, which was fine, but then they missed their timing as the execute comes out. The pinch was perfect. Skyline, they're happy with that. Again, I'd call T-side Anubis the stronger side. Would you agree, Evan?
I would agree, yeah.
Okay. And now it's probably going to be bolstered a little bit. Ramen, the big hitter from back on map 1. If Nuke needs to go even bigger as he has a one-hitter quitter. Desolus, Famas, Armor on Rubbly and a Deagle. Rubly and a Deeg. Roll back them years. P25-0 for Cubed, and he's with the pack. So he's just cannon fodder for that off of Ramen.
Some warning shots set out from Desolation towards A main, but no one near the vicinity. As Skyline, once again, really taking their time. Mid, completely wide open. I mean, Konzi's going to be able to try and rotate in, but maybe that's going to change the plan as Desolation is going to fall. Konzi, just a USP and a dream, but that's going to be, ooh, back turn, but a quick flick is going to send Konzi reeling.
Did they scare them out? No, 2 frags on the flank instead. Bomb kind of lost because it was on the ground, and a good job from Sarcasm to wait. Now they collect it in a good congregation back as Skyline. They don't care about the advancement forward. They need to collect that bomb, so they do it as a team. Ramen noted, I think Konzi's footsteps were as well, so back to the B site. And it's ring around the rosy for Skyline as they're about to have a 4v2 post plan. And a chance to purchase back into the next, maybe from Storm Surge. They have found their way through. Konzi forces back the top mid-fight. Now they can get onto site, but again, it's still down numbers. They don't have the space. They got to move quickly, and with the pre-fires, Ramen gives his intention over. Oh, tags again.
Ooh. My goodness, just not able to close the deal there. Storm Surge slowly creeping their way, and no util on the side of the CTs as well. These are all going to have to be dry swings for Storm Surge. They're just going to have to try and win off of dueling alone. Konzi, or Ramen, I should say, is able to find that wall bang. Konzi still fighting the good fight, is going to pick up that off to save it, but the round is lost. Once again, great stuff from Skyline on the B site. Not good enough for a retake of Storm Surge as they drop another 5-2 your score.
Just a little moment of silence there from me to Storm Surge as they keep getting pants. Yeah, that was okay. That was a eco round. They took the information, they grabbed it. The op was in the right place for the frag, and then mind games are played. The fact the bomb was lost, something that Storm Surge didn't account for in their eco round that was working perfectly. Like, hey guys, we're on their flank. We know they are. Hey, we have the bomb. Do they know that they don't have the bomb? Well, they probably do now. And then all 4 of them come back to fight 1 USP. It's a little unfortunate. But Storm Surge still back in with the purchase. Op in the hands of Ramen again. Famas. Good spattering of utility, and I want to see them take fights directly into mid. But you know what time it is right now as I forego the tack timeout, running away in my own whimsical mind. Add.
Love that time. Now we'll get to ad time. We'll get to ad time right now as this tournament is brought to you by CounterStrat. CounterStrat helps competitive Counter-Strike teams prep smarter in all aspects. Match histories, demos, veto data, they have it all. Veto analyzer and simulator. You can scout an opponent's map pool, predict likely bans and picks, plan your vetoes before match time. They have the snapshot tool that takes prep even further by showing opponent tendencies across rounds, players, size, and timing windows, so you can understand exactly what you need to do in order to counter a team's actions. Whether you're getting ready for a league night or a tournament match, Counter-Strike gives you the information to make better decisions before your first round starts. Thank you very much for CounterStrat, and thank you to both teams for being very respectful to Jane Daniels by not having 5 members on the team active at the same time. If you've been active on NFL Twitter, you might think that's funny. That one's for you, Hayden. You're probably the only one who thinks that's funny. But anyway, Skyline, reeling, Storm Surge, surging back as Cubed puts Sarcasm to the deck, will get traded out, but a nice 3v1. Storm Surge need to take advantage of this right here to get back in this game.
This is one of these rounds where Freaky goes, dude, I have nothing to lose. We already have 5. Our money's like pretty decent. I could probably go and get 1, maybe 2. If I can get a bomb plant, that's a win. And it seems like he's been unleashed. 50 seconds, go play, my friend. AK primed and ready. He's patient on these corner clears. It's a hard shot. Who's that jiggling? Desolation. Does he know about this timing? He might not. Head spotted. Shot missed the opportunity. Freaky. You got to close that gap quickly, bro. The rotates are here. Cavalry swing together, and it's a frag for Desolation. Perfect jiggles from him, and he baits his butt to help find a third.
And that's exactly how you want to come out of a timeout. You know, we really didn't get a chance to break down that last round in, like, great detail just because of the end of the ad read, but when you're down on your own map pick and you need to call a timeout early because things aren't going well, what's the thing you need to say in the timeout? Just take a breath. Let's get back to basics. We know how we need to play this map, and let's just go execute. That shows the confidence that Storm Surge still has in this map, being able to just come out and slam the door right away. Now Skyline in an interesting position now. This isn't going to be a full buy coming through. Freaky on a Mac 10, Sarcasm at Tech 9. If you're Storm Surge, you need to try and ride the wind here. Try and keep up this momentum because you know you have the ability and the confidence to outplay a team on this map pick. Just go out and take it right now.
Well, that's exactly what they do. They listened to their advice 2 weeks in the past, and they said, we're going to execute. And we're going to do it perfectly and confidently as a team. Find the frags, bomb goes down. The retake is on for Storm Surge. And they've rested a bit. They're grouped 3 towards the camera side, and I think Skyline know this. Crossfire's established as they're all posted for this fight. Flash, go. Rifles on the other side. First strikes found. Sarcasm, safe on 3. No chance for Conti, as I guess the Skyline head figured that one out. A beautiful way to find a 6th. And a good tag timeout as they sprint to the finish line as described. I don't know which coach you were talking about, but Skyline took the advice, Evan.
Hey, as long as someone takes the advice, that's all I care about. But that's just a tough situation for Storm Surge there. I think you would call it out. The Skyline, they knew that was a 3-stack on camera, and it's just a meat grinder once you try and swing through that. You know, maybe if you're Storm Surge, maybe you try and send somebody over through CT to, like, maybe have a late lurk over towards Heaven, but when you're playing with limited time, that's a tough call to make. I don't think it would have mattered anyway. Skyline was watching that angle regardless, but see if they can keep the good times rolling as Skyline get back in the win column. Storm Surge getting a little bit more aggressive on defense, but as soon as I say that, Konzi will fall in E-box, so more space being created. Let's see what Skyline does with it.
I gotta ask himself, trajectory of off in water. What's not being covered along the it's top mid, but Swifty, of course, tasked with 2. Support the bomb towards B and find that frag top mid. As he does, it accelerates the E-box push as they know they're not going to get pinched from window. It's even being covered, so it doesn't even matter. They put it aside, not cube. Sharp on those corners, he tucks in tight. Easy as it goes here. The cross collected with the E here, but the frag just misses. We can find another one. Bomb goes down. Robin trying to close that gap as the tap comes in. 50, supported by a flash. Just dancing around the obelisk. Final frag. No, toes tickled. Robin. Deep breath, though. Good click to collect 2, but no. Freaky with the Glock finds it. The 7th for Skyline. That was pretty fun. Pretty fun round from Skyline. They just move together. It's so good. These guys are communicating beautifully.
And again, you know, you have to say it again. This is the experience of Team Skyline that's really being put on display right here. There's a reason why this is the number 3 seed in main, and they're 9-1, barring one very close loss. This is a team that is a well-oiled machine. They know exactly what they need to do to execute, and the strengths of everybody they're just so inundated with their gameplay. They know what needs to be done. They're so confident in each other, and we're seeing it right here. Skyline just doing it all, but can Storm Surge salvage a little bit? We saw some hero plays again, but they're just a bit too far, too far between. I think we're seeing similar things like we saw in Nuke, where they just can't really string a lot of these good rounds consistently, and you're in a tough spot, unfortunately, if you're Storm Surge.
Shadow, a little advantage. I like the first miss. Red, smoke, flash, AK, but doesn't matter. Desolation with 2. 2v2 here, but flank again caught. Sarcasm. Cube pissed at that one. As it's just like this awkward little peek. You're like, no, they're just getting onto site. There's no way this top mid guy should be here, right? The camera's smoked off. Why would he peek? I'm dead. You know what I mean? Now Kanzi left alone 1v2. Timing, a virtue. And he has been kind of gifted a couple of 1v1s. If he can dig right. Oh, it's Sarcasm on the other side with an AK looking right. No, he looks away. Timing is now in Kanzi's favor as the fight becomes more isolated. But there's the Sarcasm. Free frag found as Kanzi hits the ground. 8-3.
You wouldn't think that this is Storm Surge's map pick, given the way that the CT side has gone. And again, we did mention that, you know, T-side Anubis, we both agree, is the stronger of the two, but I think I was maybe putting a little bit more stock into Storm Surge being able to defend just because this was a confident map pick for them. But Skyline, once again, I think the phrase of the day is there are levels to this, and we're seeing it happen once again. But Storm Surge would be massive to maybe find that 8-4 scoreline because they are slowly drowning in the sands of Anubis.
Frag Mo down and triple Kanzi. This is pretty lucky so far. I mean, by design, I guess. But of course, again, Sarcasm 1v3. Cavalry's drive. Fight for D-Box, keeping it so low and fresh as the fight through the smoke completes the test. 4 for Storm Surge, and they better be happy with that because those rounds are stringy for the T side. 3, 2, and 4. Ooh, 3, 2, and 3.
And once again, it comes via the hero play, which, you know, I'm fine with seeing that. It's always fun to happen, but you can't live off the hero play, right? Like, you can't always expect that to happen in every single round. That's not a confident, you know, a good way to really run a CT side. But hey, it is what it is, or T side, I should say, is Skyline hopping over to the other side. We're gonna get an early timeout as they're going to talk things over at the start of the round, and I think I know what a tactical timeout calls for, Mr.
CounterStrat helps competitive Counter-Strike teams prep smarter without spending hours digging through match history, demo, and veto data. With the Veto Analyzer, Veto Simulator, you can scout an opponent's map pool, predict bans, and pick and plan your vetoes before the match time. It really takes the guesswork out of it. Snapshot takes that prep even further by showing opponent tendencies across rounds, players, sides, and timing. So if you pick a map you like, you can say, we're going to play Mirage against these guys. Well, click Mirage. It's going to tell you what they do most commonly every time they play Mirage. It's a pretty beautiful system. These guys are really helping us out here at True North Studios. So thank you very much, CounterStrat, for supporting the Summer Clash. Time's up. Evan, back to the game.
That was a good read.
Pistol.
Perfect timing, too. This, I think, really is going to determine if Storm Surge are going to extend their stay on Anubis a little bit longer. You know, they have been very good on pistols thus far. You know, they've won a few, you know, spread between Anubis and Nuke, but obviously a pistol win is great, but can you convert? We've seen where Skyline is able to shut down that potential conversion that Storm Surge is looking for. I think that's really going to be the determining factor here. Aggressively, Storm Surge is going to take space, and Ramen finds that first. Boar completely shut down with the dualies, but doesn't matter. A Sarcasm good for 2 of his own. And now Storm Surge caught between a rock and a hard place in water. Where do you go? Do you try a main? Do you try to go towards this water side? What can you do here?
I don't know, they did this a couple of times on Nuke. They'd take first contact, then they'd stop, wait till about 20 seconds and pounce, and that would catch Skyline off. But as time does not elapse, and the shot was spotted, it's only good for 1 out of the 2. Bomb could go down, and it gets a little tricky. The change of pacer from Storm Surge, maybe Skyline were expecting late, maybe it was just missed shots. You still give Sarcasm with this P2000 a chance. Back in through camera. Flips through the CCT channels and says, spotted them. Both in heaven. Flank rating is quickly in from a distance. Gets grossly pushed by the Glock. It's just Kanzi left alone, and Sarcasm, a reload of the P2000. The extra mag came to play, and that's why I use the P2000. 9 on the board for Skyline. Hell yeah.
Ooh, yeah, I think that's the round that Skyline needed right there, just to reestablish things. And now for Storm Surge, I mean, times have gotten pretty dire. I think this 2-map prediction of yours, Mr. HBAT, is going to come true unless a crazy comeback happens. We have seen stranger things happen, but I just think with the way Skyline's been playing, the way they've been able to play with leads today, I just don't see them relinquishing it. At least, you know, maybe Storm Surge can get a couple more rounds, but
If they
I think
had to
Skyline
play
has this one in the bag.
do you think Storm Surge would be firmly on Inferno?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so. I think, given the history of Storm Surge on Inferno, I think this one was cool.
They're pulling this one back. Another convincing second round. It's Storm Surge looking for what's going on with them. Oh, you want a pistol? Doesn't matter, bro. Here we go. Gotta be fake. We gotta try. Flash and go for himself. Final frag found by Cube in its 5th Skyline. Probably not too happy with that one. Maybe another tax timeout ad read here.
Hey, you know, I gotta give credit to Kanzi for really rebounding after a, you know, not super strong nuke. I think he was turning it on a little bit near the end, but Kanzi has really been impressing me so far on nuke. This isn't the first time where he, you know, finds a double or a three-piece, and that just changes everything for Storm Surge. Like I was saying earlier, this is a guy that can really benefit from high vibes and, you know, really strong team play, and we're seeing it right now. I think Storm Surge, they've been able to piece together a little bit, you know, of success. Skyline have been able to shut it down for the most part, but if Kanzi can continue to heat up and the vibes can continue to go up for Storm Surge, maybe there is a little bit of life left. Maybe there is a little beep left on the EKG machine. We'll have to wait and see.
Ooh, with a tricky smoke here. Where does Sarcasm even find that frag? 5-7 out towards B main, a solo push. I missed it. Freaky finds the frag back onto Rubly as he tries to take space willy-nilly over top of a smoke. And as it fades, 3 on the other side. No chance. Bomb down in towards mid as well. Whoa, the triple spray from Kanzi does it again. Once an E-box, one towards mid, and they're not expecting it. What? Sarcasm on the radio. Guys, there was 3 of you in mid. Where the hell are you now? What just happened?
Hey, again, it's my guy. That's Kanzi, who's right up in there. And just when you think that Storm Surge was, you know, going to fumble around that really they should be winning, a hero play comes through. A hero happens to appear when they need it. Slow clap, and they stay alive once again.
I couldn't do that. I'd see all 3 I'd shoot between them and close my eyes and be like, ah! And then I would die and be like, why am I rank 4 and face it?
Hey, I'm right there with you. I mean, I'm not doing anything in that situation. You know, I got to give a lot of credit to these guys for really seeing a lot of talent being showed off here. And absolutely. And hey, we're probably going to see another Storm Surge win here, again, barring something crazy happening, as Sarcasm bringing, was that the hero P2000?
Dude, always
to the round this time. Hey, I mean, he's a baller, you know, he's 18 and 10, you know, he's having a good game, but trying to go band for band with Kanzi.
I can't hear you down there. What? What'd you ask with that USP in your hand? Exactly. He can do what he wants. Kanzi looking great too. Making Sarcasm feel a little. More frags, less deaths. Skyline's still in the lead. And even with the round loss here, they're still going to be in the lead. And their purchase is going to be pretty nice moving forward. I don't know if the op is going to be able to come into play. I think they might be short. But Storm Surge are still going to have a little bit of an issue in the next round. M4s with low utility, so Skyline are going to want to fight forward. They might want to take water control from them, and I don't think that's something Storm Surge has seen just yet. They have sniffed out the correct site, but that doesn't mean that Skyline won't be there shortly. Water controlled by Cubed, but they're crossing anyways.
Really taking it slow is Skyline. They don't want to make any mistakes here. Cubed is going to have a nice little backstab onto Swifty. He's going to be able to get away scot-free into water, and now the defense of Storm Surge going to be set for this oncoming retake. Cubed still in the back line. He's going to be able to escape. Damage is done. Hot swap to the Tech 9 finishes that kill. And now it's all a matter of time for Skyline. They will drop this round like we predicted. See if Storm Surge can get out of this one flawlessly. That's another pick coming the way of Cube. Sarcasm isn't going to get anything done with that P2000. Flawlessly, Storm Surge take round 17, or 16, I should say.
Nice. Nice. They're right back into this. Within 2. Now, if Skyline find this one rather clean and Storm Surge kind of just give it over to them, I don't know. Because if that's a couple of rounds, Storm Surge playing back and forth off of the pistol conversion failure, back and forth, they snap the curse, right? They take 2 in a row. But it's now this rifle round that's very important because this is economy building for Storm Surge, a chance for them to tie the game. And when they get to that tie scoreline, they want to have the economy, just in case they slip one, to be able to buy right back into it. Because 11 looks pretty scary if you can't maintain your economy in rifle round victories. Skyline know it. 3 towards B, tethered off each other on A site, camera, and A main. But the bulk forces of Storm Surge just take mid. It's a good start to their default. They've pulled utility out, but patience for Skyline.
Patience being shown from Storm Surge as well. Seems that they're not going to elect to swing over towards mid, as now E-Box open as Ramen breaks through. B is the call, and we'll see if Skyline are able to make the adjustments. That E-Box player falling is going to cause Skyline to rotate, and similar to what we saw before, a similar approach for Skyline. Rubley will be this first point of contact towards B main. Sarcasm takes him out, but damage has been done. Hot swap for Borb. Util still on the table for Skyline, but is it enough to break through this line of Storm Surge? I don't think so, and I think Sarcasm knows that this one might already be done.
Economy is definitely the name of the game, that one. The fact that 3 are surviving lets me know Skyline don't want this score to be tied easy as it can be. Now, if they can find a couple exit frags, start to chip away at that economy, because Kanzi up to 13,000. He's going to go over, actually, which is a little bit unfortunate that they lose money this round, the Storm Surge guys, because Kanzi can't collect that extra $500. But still, post-purchase, tons of money. Skyline have quite the task ahead of them. It's 4 rounds, and they have to win all rifles. And they're not doing so good so far on their CT side, so maybe we go map 3. Maybe we're both wrong here. Maybe we put our eggs in one basket too quickly off the first 5 rifle rounds of the first half.
And you talk about Eco not being able to save all 3 rifles there does put a little bit more of an impact on Skyline's economy as we get into these very critical late rounds. If they're not able to find a win here, with the way Storm Surge is built up, I mean, this is going to be very, very interesting down the stretch. See what Skyline is able to do to respond. They've been in control this entire game, but slowly slipping away as a second win from Storm Surge, causing them to lock in just a little bit more.
This is going to be interesting at mid. Rubley's turn to try to get 3K. First and found with ease. A third collected as well. Borb rocked roll. Pop through the E-Box. Smoke is going nowhere. A flawless way to post a 9th and tie the scoreline. And this is what I was talking about. You get there, you need the economy just in case you fumble around. Well, Storm Surge has more than that. They have everything. And on the opposite side, Skyline. Money, a little issue here. Borb, MP9. But with a minute, you know what we can do.
I think I do know. It has something to do with CounterStrat.
Hell yeah.
Did you know that they help competitive Counter-Strike teams prep smarter without spending hours digging through match history, demos, and veto data? Well, I'll tell you about it. With the Veto Analyzer and Simulator, you can scout an opponent's map pool, predict likely bans and picks, and plan your vetoes before match time. They have a snapshot tool that takes the prep even further by showing opponent tendencies across rounds, players, sides, and timing windows, so you can quickly understand how a team actually plays. So whether you're getting ready for a league night or a tournament match, CounterStrat gives you the information that you need to make better decisions before the first round starts. And once again, thank you, CounterStrat, for sponsoring this summer clash. It has been a banger to start. And ladies and gentlemen, keep in mind, this is only game 1 today. We have more summer clash coming up after this series that might be going on a little bit longer than we initially thought.
Never say never. We might get out of here, save our afternoon, you know? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Skyline now, well, they give up that lead a little bit, and this is one of those tests within Counter-Strike that no one thinks about until you get onto a team. I know the economy. I can shoot back. I don't get stressed in the clutch. Well, what happens when that scoreline becomes tied in a map that you were winning massively? Maybe some small mistakes as Borb takes that MP9 and runs it right into Rubli's face. Playing the trade, getting the information. Yeah, they lose the space, but a 4v4 on the CT side of Anubis, does that favor the CTs? I don't know. It's going to have to. Lie. Oh my god, Cube down to 4 HP from the flame and a free Molotov at your toes. Go get it. Yes. Yeah, big boy molly for Lie. Extra block power towards A site.
Really curious to see how Storm Surge is going to try and break through here. Lots of utility to work with, but Lie's going to try and call his bluff. He's really going to swing up. It's good to find one. Sarcasm. He's going to save the day for Skyline. Not able to pick up the third, but damage has been done. Ramen left in the 1v2. If anyone's been able to do it today, it's going to be Ramen. Smoke out over towards that camera side to try and give him a little bit more cover. The op's still in play for Skyline. Gonna have to have confidence. Ooh. Sound going to give away the audio cue. Spray out for Ramen, but not able to connect. Now he's gonna hightail it over to maybe rotate towards B. But Skyline, they've sniffed this out as well.
Situations like this, if I'm in lockers and I hear him running through mid, I literally start sprinting as fast as I can straight through beach. I want him to hear me. I want him to know that I heard him. Play the mind games a little differently. They play together through spawn. Ramen mollied forward. And he's isolated these fights. First frag can't be found. Swifty shoots it in the back. And a 10th as the stalemate breaks. Skyline take the lead. Speaking of leads, Villainous, they beat Academy for Gifted Children 2-0. Arctic Ace 2-0 as missing went, well, missing. It's the funny one of Third Sight and Nut that are going on to map 3. It was the Mirage Anubis combo, Nuke being map 3, and that one's about to start in the next, I don't know, minute and a half. Notorious, Third Sight, loser, out. And the map 3 is a scary thing to be in.
Well, if you want to check out that Notorious Third Sight game, you can go check out that on Blaker's channel. Shout out Blaker, by the way. Ooh, and shout out to Team Skyline. That's 3 picks right off rip. And Freaky, once again, getting a little crazy with the op up close. My goodness. He's going to get shut down, but ooh, he's pretty good with that big green.
Oh, wow, what a shot. I'm like looking, I'm like, what's he about to scope into? X-rays are turned off for us. So we see what Ramen sees. Or I'm just fully blind and I don't see the X-rays. Sarcasm finds him anyways, back to 11. 2 in a row now as they start eating into the bank accounts. It really doesn't matter. Even 2 rounds in a row. Look at the money on the T side. Storm Surge are buying until Skyline hits 13 or they do. There's no break in that action. On the opposite side, it's an MP9. Not looking great. Couple of kits missing as well, just one. That's Borb, but he takes fights A main anyways. Here we go. One away for Skyline. Storm Surge looking for one full map.
I think with the way these last couple rounds are going to go, this is really where we're going to see how both teams are going to perform against each other, right? There's no excuses now. Everybody's going to be fully kitted out with exactly what they want because of the econ situation. Really need to see how Storm Surge are going to be able to respond to this adversity and, you know, if they can complete this comeback. And on the opposite end, can Skyline close this map? They've been struggling a little bit on the CT side. They're coming in as the higher seed. We're expecting them to dominate this series. But can they put their money where their mouth is? Because Storm Surge have really been impressing me on Anubis. Nuke was close as well, but Anubis has really been their map, barring a few mistakes that has let Skyline take this lead for themselves.
Good little lineup here in A main. Borb has to take first, but as the smoke fades, he's drawn 2 mines. And Cube has waited for this. Distraction being tossed towards top mid. This is going to be the eventual A split. Flash and go into A main. No, a slide forward by Lie finds the first. Ramen closes that door, but now they have to find Borb in pool. Finds first frag, lines up the next two, and slows this hit down a little bit, but it gives Skyline a chance to be advantaged in the post. 3v2. Kanzi is low. He starts to try to fight forward into heaven. Right, found easy, and now it's Kanzi left alone now, and it's Freaky for two. Skyline, 12. 3 chances to close out their opponent's map pick and close this series out 2-0.
It's tough for Storm Surge there, but just another example of a really solid post plant, or I should say, like post plant execute from Team Skyline. Seen a couple of those today, and even if for some reason Freaky wasn't able to break through, you had Sarcasm on a little bit of a late lurk, so even just finding one pick there, seriously increasing their chances of finding that round win. They did anyway, and now for Storm Surge, this is it. Single Elim bracket, your tournament life is on the line right here. I think we've been impressed by their play today. We knew they were coming in as underdogs, but they're putting on a really good show for us here at the True North Summer Clash. Let's see if they can keep this one going a little bit longer. We've been having some fun. Cube is hoping to keep the good times rolling. Finds one before a trade. 4-all for both sides.
Trade for space when you don't have a main. I don't know if that's favorable for Storm Surge. Kanzi doesn't care. Fights forward, finds Freaky. Sarcasm replaces the space as that gap towards water closes. Crossfire established. Swifty and Lie. But they both fall away. Perfect timing, and this kind of keeps Storm Surge stuck. But they force themselves forward through the smoke. They're about to find Lie, who's falling back from water. Perfect timing to find a double. Spray doesn't matter as Kanzi's toes get licked by the flames. Now it's a 2v2 post plant. Sarcasm with the op.
Bomb down for Storm Surge. Kanzi. It's been his game for Storm Surge right now, and his team is asking him to make another massive play to keep them alive. Sarcasm, he's going to get this done close and personal with the op. Kanzi has the lineup, but Swifty on the other end is going to find that pick, and Ramen will clean up the final one. Storm Surge hit double digits, and we continue to fight on Anubis.
And another classic sign that this is Skyline. Borb broke. It seems like his purchase power is a little bit different than the rest of the team. This is a couple times we're going to see him on lesser than. But with 50 seconds, maybe a little counter-strat ad read. I've kind of just broken it up nicely here so we can get it out in chunks. But CounterStrat, again, thanks for coming out and supporting this True North Studios production, guys. Everybody Google CounterStrat, take your team through it, learn something, apply it to your vetoes, and find any edge realistically that you can. Thanks again for CounterStrat for being here and helping us put this on, and realistically allowing True North Studios to hire me to be here as well. So thanks very much. Back to the game. Round 23 after this tack timeout. Storm Surge with a chance because the economy weird for the CT side. But looks like it's going to be save or eco, half buy, whatever you want to call it. SMGs.
Starting to get really, really interesting now as we get later, into the dregs of Anubis, you could say. But I feel like even when Skyline brings the lesser weaponry, quote unquote, it seems like they've been able to surprise a lot of people in what they've been able to do when the going gets tough. I don't think this is a guaranteed, round for Storm Surge. They can't afford to get complacent when you've been fighting for this long. You still have to play mistake-free Counter-Strike. But boy, they've been putting on a good show on their T side. Kanzi, 24-12. My goodness.
Here goes an A main fight. Flash for a peek, and that might rile them forward. It's just a pistol for Borb to try to play distract. His patience against Storm Surge might find a free frag here. Flame was going to force the A forward, but it's the explosion out of A main that finds the first. A distance fight with an MP9 against a couple AKs and you run? Tuck tail? No, you should have stayed to play against that. They explode on a site instead, and they don't clear their corner. Swifty with it, finds the first, looks for more, continues the spray, does the dance of death for two.
Skyline has the off now, too. This could get really, really dangerous for Storm Surge if they can't put a handle on this. Desolation left in the 1v2. That op going to be the difference maker. Skyline get it done, but it was a tough one for them on Anubis. A 2-0 victory regardless. what a way to start out the Summer Clash here at True North Studios. I mean, that was, all things considered, a very, very exciting series between two really, really highly touted our main teams.
I couldn't agree more. You highlighted Konzi as a guy that realistically shouldn't be doing what he's doing, right? This is the coach you said now of Storm Surge, or was the coach full-time player? Is that who you're talking about? 25
It
frags
was
deep?
Ramen who used
Ramen.
to be the
Oh, I
coach,
thought you
but
said
now is a
Konzi.
full-time player.
Okay, I got you. I got you. Ramen
My
still
bad.
great, 19 frags. On the other side, though, it's Sarcasm. I think got to be the MVP of this series. 23 frags high on Anubis, and kind of pulling them through those "we need this" moments, especially when he's on those lesser weaponry on Nuke or even on this map. So, GG's for Team Skyline. Storm Surge, sorry. But I think that's your run done here at True North Studios. You join the likes of Academy for Gifted Children, Missing, and whoever is not victorious of Nut and Third Sight. It is what it is.
Yeah, yeah, and like we said, that's happening over on Blaker's channel right now. I believe we linked it in the chat. Notorious currently up 2-0 on Nuke. Scores from that series: Mirage 13-9 win for Notorious, Anubis 13-9 win for Third Sight. So it's been close. I think that's been a little surprising. I mean, Third Sight, you know, obviously, not in the same echelon, I think, as Notorious, but, still been able to make some waves. And I think even forcing a third map, that's a huge step in the right direction for a Third Sight team. That's, a fully new roster as well. So if they can, if they could somehow complete this, this, what I would say, shocking upset of Notorious, I mean, that really would be something for them.
I think it would be as well. That'd be huge. Now, production wants us to send it to bracket. We'll send it to bracket first. I was going to talk about what the losing teams received, but I guess I can do it right now as well. Academy for Gifted Children out, Storm Surge out, Missing out, yet to be seen between Notorious and Third Sight. But every team that leaves in last place is going to get 1 month free. Correct me if I'm wrong, Evan. 1 month free.
No, you're right.
For CounterStrat. They're going to get a little password, a little code. So if you're listening and you're from one of those teams, make sure you message someone from production if you don't get it, because they promised a month. So make sure you get that month and use it and see if it works and write your feedback. Let us know. We want to know how well it works for you as well. Second round matchups already started. Evan, rap about it, my friend.
Man, I mean, when you sort of look to these next matchups, I mean, Villainous Skyline, I think, is going to be very, very exciting. And whoever Arctic Ace plays, whoever, whether it is Notorious or Third Sight, another solid matchup there. Notorious 4 up on Third Sight now, 4-0 the score. I think this is probably where Notorious is going to start to pull away a little bit. I think, is we know exactly like the penchant for Notorious. We know how, crazy they are as an organization, with their, rabid fan base, you could say. So this is a team that they love to live in the big moments, and they love to be, in the spotlight. And I don't think they're going to let themselves fall this early in the tournament. So I do think they're going to take this one over Third Sight to set up a matchup with Arctic Ace. I still think my prediction of Notorious Villainous Grand Finals will be coming true. And if that's the case, I mean, that is going to be a crazy matchup, a rematch from Frag St. Clair, where they went all three, and all three of those maps were absolute bangers. So if that is the case, dear viewer, you are going to be in for a treat tomorrow. But for now, we have to send it over to, we're going to be sending it to our second casters in a little bit as we get our next game set. So unfortunately, that is the end of the day for the two of us, but we will be back tomorrow for the grand finals. We hope you enjoyed what you've seen thus far today. Mr. Henry Batt, any final words before we send this one over to a break?
Thanks for having me, bro. I'm going to be excited for tomorrow chat. Make sure you guys come back. It's going to be a good one. I got my money. Villainous, Arctic Ace. Top of advanced grand final here tomorrow. That's the True North Studio X CounterStrat Summer Clash. Evan, that's it. I'm done. I'm good.
All right. Well, I think with that being said, again, we are for real going to throw it to a break. When we return, you will be joined by two new casters, Reserve Wolf, WX Fan 21. We hope you enjoy Game 2 and the rest of the True North Studio Summer Clash. So we'll see you guys in a bit.
Fumes are running so high, I don't wanna be alive. There's never a right time, disguising the outside. What's going on inside, losing track of my own mind. Fumes are running so high, I don't wanna be alive. There's never a right time, disguising the outside. What's going on inside, losing track of my own mind.
You talk too much. Can you just like shut up?
It's not my fault that I talk too much, damn it!
Say my name, I'll come right back to you. I get so lost when I'm loving you. There's people waiting up on me now, but you're the only one I need now. I'd run away with you if I could, yeah. No one understands me the way that you do, the way that you do.
Well, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. All of you wonderful, beautiful people out there watching this True North Studio and CounterStrat Summer Clash. I'm WXFan21. Normally I point that way because that's normally where he is, but he's over there this time. That's Reserve Wolf apparently just getting back from the beach. I tried to match the vibe of the shirt. This was about the only tropical colors I type had, and this one's got the glasses, the umbrella. He's got the beach blank. Where's the beach ball, my guy?
Oh, I didn't have time to inflate it. I didn't have time to grab it. You know,
We're gonna
sometimes
leave
it just
that one
happens.
exactly where it is, considering you literally have the beach ball colors in the umbrella.
Well,
So I
what
love
was
that.
the forecast of Counter-Strike, WX fan? What else am I supposed to do?
Well, talking about raining down bullets, that's pretty much what we're going to have here today. Let's get into the tail of the tape here in this semifinal matchup between Villainous and Team Skyline. So, tail of the tape, we're going to show you the team rosters and a little bit of stats here. You can see on the left-hand side of your screen, if you followed Counter-Strike at all in North America over the last few ESEA seasons or any of the other Tier 3, Tier 2 events, you know the names of Villainous. This is a brand new roster over the last season or two. The old roster, some of them are out, some of them have stayed. Take a look at their records. 6-3 this season in ESEA. 14th right now versus the side of Team Skyline, which is even more interesting here, Wolfie. Skyline are 9-1, placed third in their division. But look at the difference we see in team kill to death ratios. Villainous with a 1.34, and Skyline barely has one. What are you expecting to see out of both of these teams?
I'm expecting to see a really, really odd matchup. Again, these teams play in different divisions. Team Skyline's currently in the main division, Villainous in the advanced division. So Villainous has that advantage of playing better teams during their ESEA seasons, especially season 58. So I feel like the records are a little bit deceiving here. 6-3 against better teams for Villainous and 9-1 against worse teams for Skyline. But again, Skyline could definitely be an advanced team in the next season or so. So I'm expecting Villainous to kind of take the advantage right here. But if Skyline can find the right strats, they might find a window.
Listen, it's Counter-Strike. You and I both know anything can happen. You and I have casted so many games together over the last year or so. We now know that not only anything can happen in Counter-Strike, but we have casted some games where we're like, this is a 2-0, this is easy, and oh my goodness, they dropped the map. Why did they drop that round? Why are we in overtime? What the bleep is happening right now? And you can never underestimate your opponent, right? This isn't like it's a Vitality versus some tier 3 team that just made it in the Pro League. This is still anything can happen. Speaking of anything that can happen, let's take a look here at the bracket. Again, this is one of your two semifinal games here. Villainous won their game 2-0. Was contested a little bit there by Academy for Gifted. Team Skyline, you saw right here, less than a half hour ago, ink out a 2-0 victory. And it was a close one, Wolfie, over Storm Surge, especially in that very highly contested Anubis map.
Yeah, 100%. And hey, you got to give credit to Storm Surge. A player like Ramen went 40-28 in that series. So he was trying to take his team to the promised land. But at the end of the day, it just came down to team play. Team Skyline had a lot more of it. Almost every player going positive. Only the two bottom players not going positive. But those are the utility players. So, Team Skyline just has a really good chemistry as a team and as a core, so it's going to be really interesting to see how they play into that against Villainous. They're going into a way harder opponent here.
Absolutely. Now, listen, you and I both know that this isn't just normal Counter-Strike, right? This is our True North Studio and CounterStrat Summer Clash series, and I want to let you all know a little bit about who CounterStrat are. They are helping competitive Counter-Strike teams prep smarter without spending the hours and hours and hours digging through old match history, the demos, the veto data. With their veto analyzer and veto simulator tools, you can scout an opponent's map pool. You can try to predict some picks and bans based on the likely outcomes. You and I have done that how many times manually? Where was CounterStrat for that for us? Well, now we know about them and can go that way. Make sure you can plan your picks and vetoes accordingly before you even get to the map time. One other thing cool you have to learn about CounterStrat is their snapshot takes prep even further by showing their opponent tendencies across rounds, players, sides, and of course those timing windows, which you and I will be talking about a lot here through this best of 3. And I think that's going to really come into play in this map. That helps teams and players quickly understand how the other team actually plays. Now, whether you're getting ready for a league night or a tournament match, CounterStrat does give you the information that you need to make better decisions before the first round starts. And speaking before the first round starts here, we have to get into the map vetoes because this is going to be something that's huge. And of course, we're going to get back to that prize distribution here very, very shortly because we do want to let you know what's going on with that. But take a look at these picks and bans here. We got Cash and Ancient being banned by both teams. And then we're in for a ton of fun. Because if you've never heard Wolf and I cast before, Nuke is one of our favorite maps to cast. It's a ton of fun. And it's a ton of fun to play on. So I think Villainous, again, maybe they have those CounterStrat snapshot tools, can figure out those picks and bans in advance. But take a look at what we're seeing. Skyline just played Anubis. They're already warmed up on that map. You've already got the strats that are already flowing. And I find Inferno as the decider going to be pretty cool. What are you expecting to see here on all of these maps?
I'm expecting to see some really, really close play right here. Nuke is a really tough map for Villainous, as I think we're getting the map picks, vetoes fixed. I think things are a little bit swapped right now. On the match page, it does say that Villainous picked Anubis and Team Skyline picked Nuke. And I think those are solid picks, especially by Team Skyline. Looking at the record that Villainous does have on Nuke, it's a map they really, really struggle on. Team Skyline has a really good core. And when you go on to Nuke, it's all about team play. It's all about utility and team play, not about the frags, nothing about that. You really have to lock in as a core if you want to play that map well.
Oh, 100%. Now, even if, these aren't the officials here, right? Like, we're still figuring this out. Nuke and Anubis are still two really interesting maps. Why? Because Anubis, which we're going to first, again, we do have a little technical issue here. So Villainous picked into Anubis and Skyline picked Nuke. You think Skyline used that veto analyzer and veto simulator tools? I think so. They're warmed up on Anubis. They just came off that map. They're going right back to it. But the pick of Nuke, like you just said, that could be a punish pick here for Skyline against Villainous. Did Villainous kind of get lured into a false sense of security? I have to wonder.
I really don't think so. Anubis is a really strong map for them. They are 9-1 in their last 10 games. Their last loss coming on 6/29/2026. So I really, really think that they have the edge out here on Anubis. Yes, Skyline just got off of it. But we got to remember, Skyline really, really struggled on the CT side on Anubis a lot. So we're going to find out here as we are going into the game. We get right into Anubis. WX fan, take us away.
Let's go. Villainous picking Anubis, Skyline picking Nuke. Those are your officials here. And one thing you have to, again, understand, this is going to be a blast. And speaking of leading off with a blast here, it is the side of Skyline. They're going to blast their way on into the A site. Not if Panic has anything to say about it. Grabs the headshot. Grabs a couple. He's taking them heads and collecting them like trophies as Dylan farms from behind in Canals. And this was easy peasy for the side of Villainous here in round number 1.
Absolutely no problem with that one. And WX fan, since we're on Anubis, we have to bring it up. We bring it up every single cast that we're on together. It's a T-sided map. That T-side pistol round, that first round, is so important to make sure the CTs do not gain any economy for you. Again, it is T-sided, so plenty of room for Skyline to work. But I feel like out of all the maps, the pistol round on Anubis is one of the most important.
100%. Now, there's obviously something else we have to consider here. In some of the most recent games on Anubis, and I only speak from my own experience, the conversion round I've seen gone the opposite way of whoever wins the pistol. Conversion rounds are so key and so pivotal for both squads. And you can kind of see here that Villainous already being mopped up here by Skyline, but hold the phone, because we are getting a little bit of mop-up duty from the side of Villainous here towards mid. And you're taking a look at Jolts here on your screen, as Jolts didn't have to do anything there. Leaves it all in the hands of the rest of his teammates. Quad kill for Dylan. This guy ain't getting paid by the hour.
No, he is not. What a round for him. A good job on the conversion round from Villainous. Skyline don't get anything from it. They're going to have their first sort of full buy right here. Some pieces of utility are going to be missing, so that may hurt them in the end. You love having that long-term utility, but right here they got to try something fast, and they got to be very conservative with how they're using these smokes and mollies.
Yeah, I mean, listen, shout out to Skyline here, going for it here. Take a look at what you're seeing from the side of Skyline. It's a 2-3 split. We got 3 over towards the Canals in a main position, and you have 2 that we're leaning a little bit more towards that B long play, but we're not really getting much else other than that here. So cautious they are. Bomb is all the way back too. They're going to go ahead and pick that up as Borb. Bob, Burb. I'm totally not going to have fun with that at all. Good flashbangs here from Skyline as they enter E-Box. And it's Lee coming in and getting a double kill before he's taken out. And now Panic and Sunk you can't the jokes are making themselves. But anyway, Sunk has been sunk, and now Panic trying not to panic, entering this 1v2. A couple AKs on the ground, but doesn't want to give his position away. MP9 still a phenomenal weapon to have here on B side. Does switch to the AK though. He is going to go. He's got no kit, Wolfie. No kit whatsoever. What's happening here? Panic has got nowhere to go. All he has to do is play out the time, do Skyline, and Panic has panicked over to B long and gets taken out by Sarcasm. What an interesting round number 3. Skyline will grab their first of this game.
Yeah, just such a good job by Sarcasm right there to play patient, not peek out, not fall for the fake. No kit for Panic, so nothing he could do right there. And I have to mention here, Sarcasm was the top fragger in the last game. He went 39 and 27 against Storm Surge, so he's already on a heater. He has some confidence built up. I'm sure we're going to see a lot more plays out of him.
Oh, yeah. On a good stuff here. Now, take a look at what we're seeing here. Wolfie, how do you see this round going? You already got the mid player being picked here. Why don't you take it away here, round number 4?
Sile already went down. Freaky going to be able to get that kill. Going to even things up just a little bit. 4v4. Jolt on the post here, getting ready for a push. He's surrounded, but these smokes have to clear before Team Skyline come in. The connector right here, trying to push into it. Sunk is going to be in charge of this one right here. He'll swing it out. Not going to get the kill on Freaky. Freaky can't grab the second. Jolt's going to be able to trade that out. 3v3 now, WX fan. Getting into some sticky situations.
Yeah. I mean, just take a look how wide open A is. Can Team Skyline sniff it out? But they are, they're heading towards camera. Not the greatest here. And Dylan, the timing. The timing! They're all headed to A, thinking it's going to be a late A site exec here, but Jolts is the only other one to remain behind at B. And he is in a horrible spot. Yeah, he was so far back. He was trying to figure out, do I rotate, do I not? He at least takes out one, but this is going to be a phenomenal 2v2 post plant for Skyline if they can get to good post plant spots.
Has just been timing the round right here.
Oh my goodness. Oh, what a shot!
Shot! Panic has a chance to redeem himself. Gets one. Can he grab the second? No, he cannot. Get Swifty down to 33 health, but Swifty going to make a Swifty play right there and tie up the game.
It's like you and I haven't lost a step in casting. Anyway, enough about, inflating our egos. I'm kidding. Take a look at, we could have easily on replay added in, some old-fashioned Western town music, add in some tumbleweeds growing across, because as soon as that smoke was going off, you knew that 1v1 duel between back plat and lane, that was going to go one way or another. Someone was getting the insta-kill, and it was Team Skyline. So kudos to them here. They've won 2 straight. They are looking primed and ready for their 3rd straight. Dylan's headed to the water to splash some water in his face to wake up. Again, I mentioned this during the map picks and bans. Did Villainous make a mistake in picking Anubis, considering Skyline just came off this map? And Skyline were heavily tested on that map. It was a 13-10 victory, I believe, for Skyline. This team is warmed up with strats. They're warmed up with placement. They're warmed up with team chemistry. You have to wonder, was it a little bit of overconfidence from the side of Villainous?
I would have to believe so, as they grab their 3rd right there. They didn't lose a single member of their team in that round, so no guns lost, and that is going to build up the economy a lot. Look at Swifty. He is already up to 7,050 in his money bank.
Hey, Swifty.
So.
Swifty. This is WX Fan and Reserve Wolf here on casting. Can you slide us a couple $100, please? We'd like to, go grab some fillets and lobster for dinner. Okay, thanks.
I need a good dinner.
First true gun round for Villainous, and Dylan full flash. Don't give a damn about anyone coming in. He doesn't care if he's flashed. He's spraying and praying. The old Counter-Strike adage, and that's an immediate 2-man advantage for the side of Villainous. Dylan has really just put the Superman cape on here throughout the first 6 rounds of this map. And we've mentioned it before. We're going to mention it once again. This is an extremely T-sided map. This was Villainous's map pick. They have chosen to end on the T side. This is really the only map of the competitive map pool where you're going to see players and teams do that. They want to end on the stronger side. Oh, Dylan. Yeah. This flash could be deadly here. He throws this at the right time. It could be deadly. Oh, they've already got sunken on the rotate. Flashbang is out. Here comes the intro. And Sarcasm will at least get one. And the info that the other 2 are there. And we're down to a 1v2. Very winnable for Borb.
Look at him, though. He's at 33 health. It's not a good situation. Nades aren't coming
32 more than he needs.
If he survives with 32 health here, which he will,
not really.
Jolt is going to be able to take him out. We got the game tied up once again.
Really nice opening gun round. You got to give Dylan the MVP there. If he doesn't get those 2 picks mid, more importantly, the second pick mid, while being fully flashed, that round could go very differently. I feel like when you're talking about mid sites, right? Ancient's a big one. Mirage is a big one. I feel like contesting mid on Anubis isn't talked about enough and how important this is. We do have the double mid plays. You've got the canal lower mid and you have the top mid. But if you can find your way in fast into top mid, you can split off A. You can do the very rare split into Palace and the B, or you can go roundabout to either of the 2 back sites. It really opens up things. And not only that, it opens up different strategies. Big round for both teams right here, right now.
Yeah, this is big, as you said, and both teams looking to try and take control of this half. Haven't quite seen it yet. You see Skyline, they're making their way through mid right now. It's going to be Dylan rotating over there, trying to contest it a little bit. Has no health. Just run back to B, just checking it out. Taking his time back towards mid. That smoke right there, going to be crucial, and Skyline gonna back off of it just a little bit. Maybe we go towards
Miko
B.
has a
oh
chance.
My lord!
Yeah, Miko had a chance. Miko is picking out at the correct time. Doesn't end up getting away with it. Is not able to get that one. But more importantly, they have the information about the bomb. Look at Panic. Panic. This is the ballsiest move of all time, and you end up getting the kill. You filthy animal! You had no business getting that kill and or getting away with no damage.
Well, he just had his crosshair a little bit too high, it looked like. Crosshair placement is important, kids.
True, and apparently glazing each other in Twitch chat is also what's happening right now. I'm kidding. Get a room, you two! Oh. Speak of get a room, Villainous is going to have to end up in the medical room when this is over, putting bandages and bacitracin on their wounds. I'm kidding, Chad. It's okay. It's funny. Haha, laugh.
I thought it was funny.
Thank you. And Jolts versus Freaky. You gotta go. You gotta go!
What?
Villainous able to pull off and get the kill after time. Oh, dear.
Ooh, that's a tilter. That is a tilter right there.
You have to give Jolts a lot of credit for that. And the reason why he was diffusing at the right angle where you really had to push out to go get the kill. Really nicely done for Jolts and a heads-up play on the defuse there. Villainous back on top 4-3. For the folks watching, yeah, that was a joke for the 2 in Twitch chat, but anyway. All kidding aside here, big shout out to True North Studio for putting on this amazing 8-man tournament. And a big, once again, shout out to our amazing sponsor here in CounterStrat. You know, folks, CounterStrat helps competitive Counter-Strike teams and players like you prep smarter without spending hours digging through match histories, demos, and veto data. They have amazing tools like their Veto Analyzer, Veto Simulator, where you can figure out opponents' map pools and simulate if you think your picks and bans are going to be correct. And don't forget their Snapshot tool, which takes your prep even further by showing opponent tendencies across rounds, players, sides, timing windows, the whole kit and caboodle. Make sure you check out all of these plays and amazing tools over at our amazing sponsor, CounterStrat.
Absolutely.
No counter-stratting here early. We're taking a lot of map control here, Wolfie.
Yeah, and it helped me with the preparation at the beginning of this game. So a little bit more about these teams now. And see Skyline.
Oh,
Util in. Ooh, panic.
Panic took that right to the body. Yes, for all you UFC fans, that was an absolute like UFC call. Took that nade right to the body.
Right to the chest, right at the feet. They'll put him down to 70 health. See how that impacts him later in the round. Could be a crucial 30 that gets taken away.
I mean, if it's down to his feet, do you think he's going to hobble all over the map?
I mean, does he have toes anymore?
I mean, toes, a foot, just blowing a leg off, just hobbling around the map.
What a position here by Sarcasm. I think they're going to try and go around to A right here, and Sarcasm's going to try and catch out the rotates. That would make the most sense to me. Start taking a little bit of a peek out. He'll get one.
Oh, that's spicy. Can he find the... Oh, he found the feet, found the feet, found the feet.
Oh, he's stuck here. They're coming in
What
from
is it
cave,
with-
yeah.
Oh, this is a beautiful replay. Lay has found some insane timings. That's 3! What is it with Lee and the amazing B-side execs from him?
Just hitting some pretty shots. He's just hitting some pretty shots right here, and
I know
Villainous
I'm pretty, but
completely
what about the
overrun.
game?
oh. Any picture of you is a pretty shot.
I appreciate that, buddy. Right back at you.
When are we getting headshots together?
We are so not going to be invited back to any more tournaments.
Oh, we're fired after this.
Oh, pretty much.
I just got the DM.
It's over. Speaking of being over, we got ourselves a phenomenal round coming up next because look at the money for Villainous. You've got Miko on 2850. This is going to be a real rough round. They even buy an op out of this round. So they're not going to have the utility here, Wolfie, that we would typically see out of a full buy. That op for Sunk has to be the difference maker in this round for Villainous.
100%. You're investing this much into this round. Gotta find something out of it, and just gotta see where he positions himself. They're getting a little bit aggressive towards mid here in that B area. You see Swifty, he's already made his way through almost, so it's going to be a big battle right here. Panic sitting close. See Dylan just a little bit further back. Mid control is going to decide this round.
Yeah, this is a great double position here from the side of Villainous. Great at all. Because what Panic can do, he can stay hidden and then just split out and destroy the attacking T's. And T's being very cautious about this. They smell something could be off, and we are getting towards an A-side exec here. So Panic swings out on Swifty. Oh, the other player already dropped. I think that water drop is going to be was heard by somebody. There's the op shot from Sunk. Finds the first. Misses the second. Really hope that second op shot isn't going to be the decider. Sure not if Dylan has anything to say about it. Unfortunately, right now, Skyline's scurrying around like rats on Anubis. There's not much they can do here. They're coming in from all over the place, and a beautiful retake from Villainous. And that retake doesn't go as well if you don't get the player coming in from canals to A main.
Yeah, 100%. Just a rough round for Skyline right there. Thought they would have a chance after they took out Sunk in the op, but just was not in the cards. And something I've really noticed, Villainous is just out-dueling Skyline. It feels like the experience and them playing in a higher level is really showing off here. By the peaks, the Sunk takes out Swifty and mid. It's a big pick right there to open up the round.
Really shouldn't surprise anybody, though. I mean, we knew that Villainous had the higher KDR as a team heading into this series. But this is, you know, you can see why Villainous picked this map. They have 7 on the CT side. They not only have 1.5, they've done looking really good at it. Don't get me wrong. There have been definitely areas to improve for Villainous. They've been caught out several rounds now on some of these takes. Their retakes have probably been the strongest when the bomb has gone down, as opposed to even just the duels. I can definitely put them as a 1A, 1B situation there, but those are definitely the 2 things from Villainous that stands out here.
Oh, no.
Our Swifty's no longer standing. He's sitting. Can somebody go pick up his head, please? It's currently rolling all the way over there.
Like a turtle in the wind.
Well then. Dylan finds yet another here. It's round 12. Sure, it looks like an 8-4, but Lee, once again, this is a B-side entry. But Miko doesn't care. We're done. 8-4 Villainous. And you know, you could have easily said Villainous should be the favorite. Skyline taking 4 off of them. They need this opening pistol here. If you have a strat in the strat book that's spicy, you need to pick that right now. Tactical timeout coming out for Team Skyline.
And it's one that's needed right here. Something just very specific that Team Skyline needs to do. They're throwing the utility. They're throwing all the right utility. They're not really playing around it. It feels like they're just throwing it to throw it. Okay, let's set up this. But what do we do after? There's no planning for what happens after we throw the utility. It's just throwing the utility and seeing what happens. And when we see the skill gap between these teams, when we see a main team compared to an advanced team, that's one of the big things. It's utility and it's planning around the utility. Yeah, you can throw the utility, but what are you going to do with it?
Juggle it.
We could join the circus. I agree.
I mean them, not us. You asked about the utility. What are they going to do with it? They can juggle it.
We're going to juggle
Let's
it?
speak. Not. I mean, I could juggle 2 things. I don't know if I could juggle 3 things. Anyway. Villainous up 8. Team Skyline at 4. Speaking of utility, there is none. 1 piece of utility for Skyline. That's it. 1 single flashbang. This is not ideal. And just look at the utility. I mean, that's how you can tell Villainous are very confident in winning their duels. There's a massive lack of armor on 2 players.
Yep. And the flash has already been used by Swifty, so you're not going to have any counter flash for any push by Villainous right here. You're going to have to rely on the armor, and Sarcasm going down there. Not a great thing. Not a great thing. It leaves him in a 4v3. And Swifty, he's going to have to do work right here.
Mm-hmm. Oh!
There's the work coming in. He followed up. No, he cannot. Board now up to him, and no. Just too much pressure right there. Not enough util for Skyline. You're going against the Glocks right there. I really, really feel like you can sacrifice some of the armor for the util. Try and get some counter push in there.
You know, I've been wondering this. Do you think Swifty is a Swifty?
I don't know.
Do you think, even more, do you think Swifty was at the wedding? Travis and Taylor's wedding, you think?
Well, I'd talk about it, but I signed an NDA, so.
I'm sure like the other 20,000 that were there. Anyway. What else do you want us to talk about, folks? It's a pistol. They're getting absolutely steamrolled. Borb is out here literally backplat praying that he's just going to be dropped at M4 from the heavens.
Almost had a miracle.
The way he flicked. Could someone check Schultz's wrist, please?
Could be like one of those sim drivers, you know, those wheels, those high-powered wheels they flick. Just break your wrist.
Oh, that's great. Well,
Counter-Strike players and sim drivers, almost the same person. Same wrist problems. Arthritis for everybody.
jeez. Well, anyway, all kidding aside, Skyline have to win this. This is the make or break for Skyline here on Anubis. They're able to come away with the opening 2. Villainous, though, are trying to execute here onto the bomb site. Swifty at least picks up 1. Sarcasm had no shot there. Sunk destroyed him. It's a very winnable post plant, but that nade's going to do a lot of damage. Oh, it missed.
Oh, no.
It went all the way out to long. There's no shot. This was a 2v4. Skyline were up 2 headed into this. And then, after everything was said and done, Villainous got the bomb plant on a 2v3 defense. Now they have the man advantage. Freaky's not going to let them get away with this. There's no shot they're going to let them get away with it, and Sunk does! Villainous with the dagger into Team Skyline's hopes and dreams of winning this map.
A few more chances will be available, but that's one that just kills your confidence. And Villainous steamrolling through their map pick as we expect it. The T side has been very, very kind to them. Skyline just not quite finding the team play on the CT side. It feels like Villainous just putting them in really uncomfortable situations. Them taking duels that they don't want to. Villainous showing their experience.
Oh, the experience is showing huge there. I mean, again, that was a 2v4. It was a 5v3 for Skyline to start. The double opener up top mid. And now you have to wonder if your Skyline, like, the confidence is going to be shot. That's deflating. You had a double man advantage and you lose a 2-man advantage on a retake of the B bomb site. It's deflating in terms of the confidence level. Yes, I'm holding. Holding on my desk. Holding on my desk.
Skyline kind of forced it out right here, and they're trying their best to bring this back.
Can I let go of my desk now?
No. You got to hold on to it for the whole rest of this round. Whole rest of this round. And while WX fan grips his desk.
My elbow's starting to hurt. Let me let go.
Go for it. You can let go. You can let go. Oh, they're at the complete wrong site.
Oh, hey. You have to try making a decision. They both were sailing by each other like ships in the night. Dylan with 20 kills already. Again, I talked about it earlier, putting on that Superman cape, and Skyline are at least going to be able to get away with an AK and a FAMAS. They're going to maybe look for another AK to pick up. I think that would be the best idea here. But you have no kits, and you're going to be playing for overtime. 12-4, Villainous dominating Anubis with Nuke on the horizon.
I know you love to hear that. Biggest Nuke lover in the world right here.
Nuke is my favorite map in the map pool.
We're getting close to it. Unless Skyline can pull off a miracle right here on a T-sided
touch. You just set me up perfectly for the Patrick Star touchline. You're welcome. That's right. You get SpongeBob references here in Counter-Strike. Deal with it.
Oh, Lord. One last chance for Team Skyline right here.
And I love how Wolfie's just like, nope, no more SpongeBob right now, WX. Back to the game, please.
We gotta turn off the TV. At the end of the map, I'll let you do your best SpongeBob laugh impression. But for right now, as the Team Villainous finishes this off.
You gotta have fun. So, speaking of having fun, that is exactly what Villainous are having here on their map pick.
Good smoke right there in the connector. It's gonna get broken up right there. And look at that push by Sarcasm. See, aggression Skyline is gonna need. They gotta try some new stuff right here. So they've got themselves into a 5v4 advantage with Villainous really split across the map. Be a 3-2 split for Skyline. Got to see how they take advantage of this. Dylan has made some ground, and mid is completely wide open. Bomb is non-committal.
Villainous slowing this round down in a huge way. Double play. It is going to be a B-side exec. The E-box players are going to have to do something. Oh, Sarcasm's going to fall, and here comes Dylan from behind. And that just might do it. Man advantage for Villainous. Flashbang out. Lee is here. He's had some heroics entering the B-bomb site before, but he's going to get shut out right here and right now. And Dylan with a unfortunate team kill. Borb's going to try taking advantage of it. He knows there's one player in E-box, I think. And that'll be it. A 13-4 victory for the side of Villainous. And you just take a look at the stats there right on your screen. 23-10 for Dylan, a 133 ADR. Unreal, the heroics from him. What are your thoughts here, Wolfie, before we head to a break?
I think Villainous looks stronger in terms of team play right now, but got to remember Anubis was their map pick. So Skyline has a chance to take it up on Nuke, historically one of Villainous's weakest maps. So just got to see how they bounce back.
They're going to need to bounce back, and we're going to see that happen right after the break. Welcome back, Counter-Strike fans across the globe. This is the True North and CounterStrat Summer Clash. I don't know why my voice just did that. I'm WX Fan 21 alongside Reserve Wolf, and we are in for a good one here. Villainous start off on the CT side. This is Team Skyline's map pick of Nuke. And Sunk is playing something really why is he back in CT spawn all the way back there?
Who knows? It's going to give Skyline a good chance right here to take this opening pistol round 4v4. Control room window will be broken, and Villainous just trying to find ability to play together right here. Swifty gets 2! And Panic in a situation where he's going to have to panic. Takes a little breath right here at double doors. Can't get the kill. And a player coming from Vince is going to get some damage onto him. He's getting beat from all sides. Sunk up to him now. But all Skyline has to do is hide with the bomb. To fake the defuse, and Borb will come in and blow his head off.
Boom, boom.
Boom,
I still
boom.
don't get why Sunk was all the way back at CT spawn. But that's okay.
Most likely going to see
I
some
have-
bots.
Oh, I was gonna say I was having a little drink here between casts. Do you think the teams went out and got did a little hydrating?
Have to. Some people like sitting in their chairs, though. Some people, like, if they leave their chairs after a good game, their brains implode. It's Miko trying to find something good right here. Woo! How did he manage that?
Beautiful double openers from Villainous. Freaky's at least gonna be able to drop down B here. Note that Swifty has the bomb though, and he doesn't have it anymore. It looks like Villainous had the bomb. Swifty's so dead he's not even alive on the HUD.
Right
Oh
there.
no, he is. He was
He's
hit.
at the
Never
bottom
mind.
left. The Nuke minimap will always be so strange. Turns into a 5v2.
This is true. Oh, Lee. Oh, Jolts was like, why are you even there? Like, who stays like that? But, yeah, this one should be a Villainous win here, unless Freaky can pull off a 1v3.
I believe in miracles.
Nice. From Freaky's found one. Part of me was hoping you were going to do the wrestling gimmick line of you believe in Joe Hendry.
I think of the miracle on ice more.
Hey, Miracle on Ice. There you go. Oh, hello, Dylan. Once again, picking back up where he left off on Anubis. Triple kill for Dylan. And a tied game, and more importantly, a 4-spy for Villainous in the conversion pays off.
It does, and it breaks the economy of Team Skyline. I mean, look at this right here. They'll try and get 2 Glils right here. Try and make something happen. Watch Sarcasm with that Deagle as well. He can do some dangerous things. Oh my lord, look at this outside presence right here. All 4 of them, and you'll see Borb is lurking towards ramp right here. Trying to find somebody rotating towards Trophy. Is Dylan gonna find one? Lay gonna find the trade. Swifty gonna take a bunch of damage. Miko coming in for the cleanup. It's Sunk all the way back from his spawn. Gonna get rid of the rest of them. And talked about Borb on the lurk right here. He is just moseying around, and seems like they have a good idea that he may be there. He's gotta take his time.
Well,
Oh,
as Borb tries finding a couple of things here, it is going to be a full save coming up here for the side of Skyline. Folks, we do thank you for tuning in, taking time out of your busy Saturdays, I'm sure. Just even relaxing Saturdays. Take some time out and watch some Counter-Strike here at the True North Studio Twitch channel. This is the True North in partnership with CounterStrat Summer Clash. And folks, for those of you like, what in the cookies is CounterStrat? Well, I'm so glad you asked, but didn't ask at the same time. CounterStrat helps competitive Counter-Strike players and teams like you prep smarter and work less harder as you let their tools really help you take your games to the next level. Their tools help you digging through histories, demos, and a lot of veto data. With their tools like Veto Analyzer and Veto Simulator, you can scout an opponent's map pool and predict the likely picks and bans. And that way there it helps you all plan your vetoes before you all even get to your game. Their snapshot tool takes the prep even further by showing their opponent tendencies across rounds, player sides, and of course your timing windows, so you can more quickly and more detailedly understand how a team actually plays. So whether you're getting ready for a league night or a tournament match, CounterStrat, it gives you the information you need to make better decisions before the first round even starts.
Well, one of the players on Villainous is going to need CounterStrat because Freaky now has an op because, in case you missed it, he got a knife kill in the last round somehow, some way. So, see what he can do with that extra bit of moolah. Through the smoke now, trying to find something. A very important round for Skyline right here, but Swifty going down early is not going to help anything.
No, but again, Freaky needs to stop to do damage. Oh, that's just rough. Villainous almost gave him the opportunity.
Woo, I'm shuddering.
Will get away. All is quiet here. 53 seconds here. This is round number 5 here on Nuke. As we know, more of a traditional CT-sided map than it is a T-sided map, but Skyline says, Caster, shut the bleep up. Watch how beautiful we take control of A, and that was a beautiful A-site take. Now you have Sunken Jolts have to make their way on in or save at this point. And this does look like it's going to be a save, as you see Jolts all the way down on the B-bomb site. Sunk didn't have a chance, and that op for Freaky did come in at the end. This will be a second round for Team Skyline on their map pick here of Nuke.
Would have been a really big fan right here of Villainous kind of playing more back and for exit frags on Skyline. I mean, Skyline is really struggling for money right now. Jolts may have a chance to make a dent, and he does.
Yep.
That is a huge pick right there on the sarcasm.
Doesn't even risk getting the AK.
Yeah, it's going to put a little bit more of a dent in the Skyline economy. They're going to have to spend for it back, and the sarcasm only having 4,100 after that round. It's going to be a lot of money he wish he had.
You got that right. Big round here, though. First full buy for both squads that we're going to see go head-to-head. This is a semi-finals matchup between Villainous and Skyline. Both teams went 2-0 in the quarterfinals. Now, Villainous looking to make it 2-0 here in the semis. Look at Sunk. This is a great position to make sure you block anyone from the outside. But Skyline ain't going to give him the satisfaction.
Dylan can do work right here. Anytime you have a player coming from secret, it feels so dangerous. So much that can go right, so much that can go wrong. You gotta throw that molly. Just keep
Minute and a clock. Do a counter-strike. Thank you. Counter-strike has been done. We can go home now. Beautiful use of defensive utility there by Dylan. Heads up play to bounce it off the wall rather than turning back and dropping the smoke. Or just waiting for anyone to push out a squeaky. Again, if Villainous are not giving them any room whatsoever to make a mistake. Oh no, missed op shot from Freaky! Goes for the no-scope and is going to be punished for it. Borb 1v2 has the first. Heads up, play the go to heaven. Spots one. Gets it! Locks it in! Borb 1v2 clutch with the save. And Freaky saying thank you, Borb, for the save.
I thought Dylan won that round for Villainous, honestly. And we got to talk about this a little bit. Skyline plays a beautiful round right there. Borb saves it. But Dylan had the biggest strength of Villainous so far is the defensive util. We saw it 3 times right there from Dylan, just using perfect defensive util, the smoke, the flashes. That's what Counter-Strike's about. It's about countering the strike, and that counter util does a wonderful job.
Well, this does leave things a little uneasy for Villainous here. There's still an op-out in play, but an MP9 and a 5.7. Skyline have to take advantage of this round, and Miko taking advantage of a spray on an op shot through the smoke. Lie. Do we have the correct pronunciation on that player's name? Is it Lee? Lei? Lei?
Gotta be
Maybe.
one of them.
Maybe. And Sunk just literally watched his opponent fall to the ground. Teammate fall to the ground. Oh, spotted. Getting an easy first kill there. Now player coming out from the back of Silo. On the side, Sunk is all that's left. He's already got one. He needs more than that. He is trapped. What? You gotta be kidding me! He clears the other two with a freaking USP? I can't. I'm out.
Oh my lord, I'm gonna have to bring back my umbrella. It's raining bullets from Sunk. What a beautiful round, and they put some salt in the wound right there. Again,
Salt in the wound. More like acid in the wound. Are you kidding me?
Villainous
They were 2 1-taps with a USP
oh my god.
against AKs.
They're playing a mental game. They're playing a mental game. They know.
That wasn't so much mental. It tilted mine. Listen to me scream. That was insane. I don't even know what to say after that.
Skyline getting 2 kills right here. Turns into a 3v3, and they have to regain right here. That is a tilting round. There's no, you can't say anything else about it, but that is a tilting round. As Swifty goes down, turns it into a 3v2. Really up to Freaky right here in lobby, and Dylan will grab that kill. Skyline just looking for kills for money at this point.
Yeah. We do a pronunciation, by the way. It's Lee A. Lee A.
Freaky found that M4. Things are getting dangerous.
Speaking of dangerous, Dylan just fell. Freaky's going to try ripping this back the way that Villainous ripped it away from them last round. But this is a much harder position.
35 seconds too.
No bomb. Here comes Panic up heaven. Or Sunk up heaven, rather. Is he going to save? He doesn't have time.
I don't think
He
it's worth
does
the
have the
save.
bomb.
Oh,
Finds one. He's going to get a plant. With less than a second left. Oh, no. He's going back for the Glock.
Oh.
No! I thought he had it! Villainous, lock it in. 5-3. Oh, that's unfortunate for Skyline.
I think it's more. Villainous was gonna win that round no matter what it felt like, and it felt a little bad right there that they didn't just let the time run down, that he would run out of heaven like that and let them get that extra money from the bomb plant and the kill. They're still gonna have to save this round. It'll be upgraded pistols, so really a double eco coming in. See if they can create any more magic. But Villainous looking to secure at least a tie half right here. Look at these 4 coming towards ramp, WX fan.
Yeet. Good take of the ramp by Skyline. Unfortunately, Sunk really can't find anything. But he doesn't! Just give the man a USP! He's got more USP kills than op kills! What are we watching? What even was that kill?
Are operas even real anymore? Do they exist? USP meta incoming. Just save every round. And then you buy autos at the end of the half.
You know, we say the Tech 9 and the 5.7 are probably the most underrated pistols and some of my favorite to use. Apparently, all Sunk needs is a USP. Sunk, you don't need the op, just have the USP.
My lord. That's a good opening kill right there by Borb. A lot of damage, a lot of util. Panic is just stuck right here. Heaven is smoked, so Sunk, does he take the dangerous peek? No, he does not. It's going to be Panic. Dylan and Jolt just doing the work on site. Sunk will now peek it out. Can't get the shot right there. Lay going to be able to get the kill on Jolt.
Use the USP. Just use the USP.
Yeah, he just needs to pull out the USP at this point.
You don't need the op. This is GoldenEye 007 for the N64, apparently. All you need is a pistol.
What a calm.
It's 2026 and you just got a GoldenEye 007 reference. You're welcome.
Life is good.
Talking from the guy who commentates a lot of Super Metroid speedrunning too. There's the bomb. Lockout shoulder peaked and Dylan cleans things up. Well, Skyline have a lot of work to do. Now again, with this timeout, we're going to do a couple things. We need to figure out what the heck Skyline can do to try to get 5 on their T side. Because they've had some brilliant site takes, but they get met by Suck's pistol. 2 rounds. This should be a tie half. But Sunk's heroics with that USP have got Villainous to 7. What do Skyline have to do here? Do they just got to take a site like that again, and they have to go in, just play time and not even push into them?
I think they should have got on CounterStrat before the game, honestly.
You know, that's a very good thing by you. Do you know that CounterStrat helps competitive Counter-Strike teams prep smarter without spending hours digging through match histories, demos, and Veto data? Well, congrats. Now you do. Their tools like Veto Analyzer, Veto Simulator, and Snapshot take a lot of the hassle out of your IGL and coaches' prep time, and it helps make all of the teams better against your opponents. So it doesn't matter if you're getting ready for a league night or a tournament match, CounterStrat is going to give you the information that you need to make better decisions before the first round even starts by analyzing your opponent's tendencies across rounds, player sides, vetoes, the whole kit and caboodle. Make sure you check out CounterStrat today. And those Tech 9s I said before, so this is going to be an interesting eco. Jolt's just having a party up to the top of the door.
It's a fast rotate towards B. I mean, what else can they do? Sunk's going to be there. Again, just pull out the USP right here.
Oh my.
Look at the wall bank. He's trying
Doesn't
everything he
get
can.
it.
Oh, Freaky got Jolts. So a little bit of a distraction towards A right here. Has an M4 in his hand now. Peek into Dylan. Dylan not going to have the reaction time for it. He's just running around him right now. Sarcasm does have time. Still a minute on the clock. He jumps down and Sunk with the USP.
I quit!
Fire me.
I can't believe what I'm seeing. Dylan's the one that's been having, you know, the superstar performance. Sunk's basically said, Dylan, hold my beer. You think your kills are impressive, sir? Pfft. I got 5 with the USP. I got more USP kills than I do op kills, okay? Making the USP look like a revolver. My goodness.
Unreal.
8-3. It's not like Skyline had much of a chance in that anyway, but Sunk literally adding insult to injury with more USP kills. Dylan's going to find one. Heads up play here to check up to the top of the hut and marshmallow. Dylan's going to spot one. You cannot give Dylan those one-on-ones.
Finally gonna win.
Lie finds Dylan, though. So at least this is evened up to a 3v3.
Oh, look, Borb got down Vince. This is huge. And he has his teammates join him from secret right here. So they're all going to regroup. It's all up to Jolts. Seems like single door will open. Jolts will get the first kill. Can he grab the second? Yes, he can. And it turns into a 3v1. Skyline making the same mistake over and over again as Sunk gets the no-scope kill on the Swifty. Just taking these duels that they know they can't win and not swinging together. Patterns repeat themselves, WX fan.
Yeah, Skyline just giving Villainous these one-on-one duels, and it's... This is a humbling game for Skyline.
Mm-hmm.
You can easily say that. Now, again, it's Nuke. It's Counter-Strike. Anything can happen. But it sure feels like this is going to be a very quick 2-0 for Villainous.
And
Oh,
Nuke,
hello.
CT side.
Hello. Squeaky door. Squeaky door to A. Squeaky door to A.
Oh my
And Freaky
lord.
only able to find one.
Sarcasm! Can he find a third?
What?
What?
And they win it! Sarcasm! The running P2000 kills. We've got running P2000s. We got USP kills. What is this game?
Pistol strike. It is pistol strike.
Pistol strike.
Such a big conversion round right here for Team Skyline. Again, Nuke, a very CT-sided map. The most CT-sided map in the game, in my opinion. And
Yep. It is now the trains out of the competitive map pool.
yep. Thank God. Love Cash a lot more.
I mean, I haven't seen Cash played a lot at all.
No, well, I think next season we'll see teams start integrating it a little bit more into
Just
their
like
map pools. But yeah,
Just like Ancient was when it became in the map pool. The same thing with Anubis. Teams just probably haven't had enough time to practice on it.
yeah. And why would you practice on a map that you don't need the practice on? You know it's gonna get insta banned every time. Is Swifty trying to win this duel right here? Smoke comes out, try and get it away, and neither one of these guys can get this kill. Spraying through the smoke. Jolt's finally got to back off from it, but yeah. Why would you practice a map that you know is going to get banned every single time and is just not viable in this ecosystem right now?
Mm-hmm. Swifty with the jiggly legs. What the? Okay, then. Please, let's never see that again. Legs out here looking like Gumby. There you go. You got a GoldenEye 007 reference and a Gumby reference and a Super Metroid reference. You're welcome.
We do without you, WX.
Be a lot more sane.
Well, I'd be a lot more depressed, so how about that?
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. It's a good joke. But what's not joking here is Villainous pulling out the AKs. Look at the fast take towards the outside boxes. Freaky's already posted up ready for this. If they line up for him here, Wolfie, he could get two.
I believe it. Smoke's coming out. His vision will be blocked.
Please.
Oh, the pop!
Oh!
Almost.
Just use the USP.
If he had the USP out, he hits that. Oh, this is
Pretty
dangerous. Look at that Molly on the secret. They have them
Beautiful.
just in a sandwich
Beautiful.
right now. This was gorgeous. Look at Lay clean it all up.
Sandwiches.
Oh, my lord.
Yep. Skyline feasting on the outside sandwich. Jolts is wondering what the heck just happened to his team. Oh, missed op shot here. Jolts lines up and a lot of damage onto Freaky and Lie. Clean round from Skyline. Big round for them. They're starting to build up that economy. You got an eco round coming up for Villainous. This is huge here from a Skyline. They look much better. Villainous are the ones that look like they're making the mistakes.
It's T-side on Nuke, man. T-side on Nuke is just frustrating. Sometimes it feels like you just can't grab enough space, and so far Villainous not had the ability to, so they'll come in with mostly Tech 9s right here and try to find something on the A side, but Swifty's just right there to meet them all. Can't get the spray transfer. Turns into a 3v3. And a rifle on Dylan now, the superstar. So just gotta see what happens there, and oh my god. Jolts has opened it right up.
Yay!
Bomb can't go down. They're gonna make the early call to just rotate towards B right here. I like this. I think that's the direction where it's going. Yep, Dylan plants the bomb down there. Still waiting for both of his teammates to come down. Nico will come down there with him. Smoke comes out. Dylan in such a good spot right here. They got to worry about control room as well, and now double, and it's just the triangle of doom right here for Villainous. V2
Doom,
now.
Avengers, Doomsday. I see what you did there.
There's no time right here. Oh my lord.
What a win.
What a
watch.
bait. Oh my lord.
Ah, that's funny.
I can't believe you walked towards that.
That was great.
Villainous escape with a round that they shouldn't have. And now Team Skyline going to be fighting for their economy this round. Fighting not to go down 11-6. Sunk has that op back on him. See the duel between him and Freaky. Some heavy outside presence right here by Skyline. I like to see it. Take this space early. Sunk. Gonna take out Lie, and Freaky gonna trade it right back onto Panic. Jolt's down here on B. He could create some havoc if he can come up from Secret right here. Or Vince. Try and find something. Dylan's just going to go down towards B. It's completely wide open, so bomb will go down. Swifty going to be the one closest here. He'll the bomb plant. But he's going to get caught out by Jolts right there. Turns into a 2v2. Does Villainous snag another one? Jolts getting another kill. 3 kills for him.
How is he doing this?
I have no idea. And Freaky's in such a bad spot. Dylan takes him out. 11-6 for Villainous. They snag another one that they shouldn't have. Skyline has no economy. Villainous looking
That's
at
probably
going
the
up. Match and series point right here. Match and series point.
Yep, that is probably the game right there. I mean, they tried, but Jolts' heroics in that round just sent them a different way. Oh, here we go. Eco round for Skyline. They're going to play for overtime. No force buy for them here.
Correct call.
It's so quiet. So quiet.
Sounds of the 5-7. Awakening some of the sleepy heads on Nuke right now.
Okay.
Some
Good damage from Swifty there on the swing.
A lot of pressure right here. They're playing really close together. I like this. I like this. You cannot get caught out by yourself, though. And he won't. Swifty will be able to grab that kill, but I'm trading out immediately.
Not going to be ready for the 2 players here. Well, wasn't ready for him. Doesn't mean he can't get him. Dylan took no damage whatsoever. B site. Potentially going to be taken by Villainous. Could easily pop back up to A, and that's exactly what they've done. Up to A goes Villainous. Dylan 27-10. He is on another level right now. And a couple of AKs. Oh, they found the op. Best case scenario for Skyline here. Even though Their backs are up against the proverbial wall. Villainous map and semi-final point.
Trip to the grand final right here, and one more chance for Skyline. And they have gotten 2 good weapons out of this. You get the op and the AK. Nobody's hunting you down. You're safe. But you have 6 rounds to make up. You got to take it 1 round at a time. And just to update you guys, it looks like Notorious is currently up 12-6 on Arctic Ace on Inferno, the first map of that series. So as things are looking, it's going to end up being Villainous and Notorious in the grand final, but Notorious still going to have to win that map and one more map to go on. Get back to the game right here. Villainous trying to secure their spot.
Yeah, not if Skyline have anything to say about it. They'll cover the opening 2. We've seen this with them before. We saw it on Anubis. Just because they're able to take a double man advantage doesn't mean they're able to hold and convert. But this is so much different than Anubis. Jolts is already posted up all the way down by the ramp position. Sarcasm here to hold, spots him. Can't get the kill, was hitting that guardrail, if you will. The rail over by ramp. And this one does look like it's going the way of Skyline. But it's Sunk in panic. Now, Sunk has no USPs on this side. It's good news for Skyline.
You cannot let this get away from you right here.
2v5? No.
Oh, no.
No, what? 2v5 has become a 2v2. And the bomb is dropped and gone B. The bomb is dropped and gone down B. Panic left alone now in a 1v2 clutch.
26 health. Okay.
And that'll do it. Lee
can breathe.
That's right. Is able to get the kill. Op and AK. Still in hand for Skyline. Dude, did you have to break the windows? Do you know how much Valve has to pay for those windows? In between rounds?
Too much. Too much.
Glass is expensive nowadays. Gotta go to Minecraft, gotta get the sand, and then I have to go over and smelt the sand into the glass. Then it has to be transported from Minecraft into Counter-Strike. It's gonna be put into a glass pink. Come on. Anyway, took that bad joke way too far. Speaking of taking things far, Villainous want to make their way all the way into the True North CounterStrat Summer Clash Grand Finals. And that's how you start it. Nice opening double.
Wow.
Lee A once again proving to be the hero. Blob trying to clean things up down to a 2v2. Sarcasm and Freaky versus Sunk and Dylan. Freaky gets a massive amount of nade damage, but Dylan gets his head decapitated from his body. Sunk, though, once again, is already down here on B. This is 2 rounds in a row. We've seen a player make their way over towards B. And Sunk's going to be in a world of trouble. He's going to deal with this player here towards double doors and can't do it. Skyline, they're not going away quietly. They want to force OT.
Not letting some of these rounds get away from him, which is good to see, but maybe letting them get a little bit out of hand. Round at a time. 4 rounds to make up to send it to OT. Again, Villainous notoriously struggles on Nuke. But both of these teams in different divisions. Team Skyline, a division below Villainous and ESEA. So a whole different level of competition. But Skyline holding their own right here. It's going to be an important round right here. We've seen some of these Villainous ecos kind of slip into their favor. Skyline have to do a good job at the anti-eco, and Freaky going to start it off really well. Nate comes out. He's going to have to back up, drop the counter util. Sarcasm going to have to find something here. I'll find one. I'm going to push him up a little bit. He'll throw the incendiary. And it'll quiet
They're
down a little
moving
bit on
as a
ramp.
unit. Yeah, they're moving as a unit or Villainous. They just full making their way towards that ramp. No, Freaky should have a kill here. Yep. Free kill. Well, this is not going the way Villainous wanted at all. They've been stopped 3 rounds straight. They had 6 map and semifinal points. It's down to just 3. And they're on the backs of an eco.
And to update you real quick, Notorious just took map 1 against Arctic Ace. So they are now 1 map away from the grand finals. A great team and 4 great teams to round out this tournament in the semifinals. And Skyline trying to make sure they don't go down without a little bit of a story. As Freak takes out Dylan right there.
Here comes Villainous. Unfortunately, the Tech 9s can't find their ways to do much of anything. Neither can the Deagles. This one is getting spicy, Wolfie. 2 rounds. All that Villainous have left to end this in regulation.
The tools are now there. Full buy comes out. The economy is going to be bad if they lose this. They have the loss bonus. They have the full loss bonus, so they'll be able to have at least some type of guns if they lose this, but gonna make sure that doesn't happen. Freaky gonna hold close right here. Gonna get the opening
Beautiful
kill!
shot!
And that's sunk down. That's a huge player in Lie. He's pushing up right here. He's gonna get one. Does he find the second? Yes, he does!
What?
4v1! Jolts! By himself!
Schultz has to do it all. Could be one of the most improbable 1v4 clutches we've ever seen. Oh, and Joltz just took a nade right to the chest. Catches that Molotov, bounces it off, has to drop down Marshmallow.
Don't give him 1v1s. It's the biggest thing you cannot
Villainous had this map in the palms of their hands. It has since been taken from Skyline and ripped out of their hands, and it is now up in the air. Both teams, like a jump ball in the NBA, which of these teams are going to grab the early advantage and look to sink the game-winning basket? Are we going to overtime, or are Villainous going to win a very unlikely 2-0 on the back of a 13-11 victory in a game that should have never been close on this map?
Sunk only has a deagle available to him. The rest are going to be rifles for Villainous.
Well, I guess that Deagle's the closest thing he can get to a USB.
Yeah. Oh my god. Sarcasm is such a good spot right here. Grabs 2 and Freaky's cleaning it up. And we're going to have overtime, WX fan. Oh my lord.
What a unreal. Just the balls that Skyline had to have to be able to focus down 6 rounds, and that's why you tell your teams it's 1 round at a time. Are you kidding me? As Joshua Baez debuts for the Cardinals, a double home run in his MLB debut. Can Sunk hit a grand slam? He cannot. He comes oh so close. Overtime number 1 coming up next.
How have we gone to OT?
That's what I would like to know. Clearly, it's because Sunk doesn't have a USB.
Well, we talked about it being a CT-sided map, one of the most CT-sided maps in the pool. If that does not prove it, I don't know what does. And Villainous rightfully taking a timeout here. What do we need to do to change our luck on T-side? They're asking themselves.
Excuse me.
Oh, excuse you.
Oh, phlegm. Yuck. Listen, I couldn't hit 2 mute buttons that quickly. I apologize.
Gross.
Can we talk about what really matters, though?
Sure.
Where are we going for dinner is what I want to know. We going to get some filet?
Oh yeah.
I mean, we all
100%.
know it's on True North, right?
If Team
We're gonna meet up
Skyline,
with we're gonna meet up with the rest of the casters. True North paying for dinner. Team Skyline's gonna be there. Villainous is gonna be there. We're all getting dinner. Where are we going?
I don't know. We gotta go somewhere nice. Personally, I would like if Mr. Henry Bat paid for our whole meal.
All kidding aside, timeout is over. That was the only timeout you have in overtime.
Game face on.
Granted, by the way, just real quick, was something we haven't addressed. The timeouts here in the Summer Clash have been 60-second timeouts as opposed to the traditional 30.
I like that. I do prefer that. I feel like if you take a timeout, it should be long.
Missed op shots from both players. Sunk gets sunk by none other than Lie.
How much
Who has
damage
been a menace on the outside and is a menace yet again. He's got 2, but before Panic takes him down in freaky trades. 2v2. And Sarcasm, good thing he has a gas mask on because smoke just went right up his face. Look at Jolts. Jolts on the outside versus Freaky. Oh my goodness, Freaky, look up. Freaky, look up! Doesn't get it. Still very wary. He needs to look up right now. This is a free kill for Jolts. Sarcasm going to have to be asked to do a heck of a lot here. 1v2 clutch in overtime, round number 1. Villainous saying, why couldn't we do this in regulation? Sarcasm finds the first. Dylan, the superhero for Villainous. 29 kills. Top fragging on the server would be an understatement. He knows the other player was outside. He's full rushing down B. Plants wide open, by the way. He has his pick of defenses. He could go control. He could go back silo. He could go catwalk. It could be like Spider-Man and hang from the rafters. And Sarcasm 1v2 clutch says, I don't care where you're hiding. We are going to roll you over. We're going to map 3, says Sarcasm. Skyline 7 straight.
Villainous cannot figure it out on the T side. They just can't. Nuke is just such a hard map, and I talked about it. They notoriously struggle on Nuke. And this right here is probably why this T side Team Skyline gonna take a timeout right here. Gonna play with Villainous's head just a little bit. And man, Villainous, not many chances left.
For what it's worth, shout out to Joshua Baez, double dog. Are you kidding me? What a great MLB debut. Villainous had an opportunity to hit a soft home run. Knock Team Skyline out of this. They've gone 0 for 7. They need to do something. I also like this timeout from Team Skyline.
Me too.
It's a great reset. You know, maybe they're gonna sub in a pitcher, take a break, have some water in the dugout. I'm quickly running out of baseball metaphors and baseball jokes. Wolfie, a little help here, please.
Well, sometimes these teams take these timeouts right here because you get a little bit too excited. You get a lot of adrenaline pumping into you. And a big thing in any sport, any esport, you have to control the adrenaline. You can't let it get to you. You can't let it ruin how you're playing. And for video games, it plays the exact same way. Gotta control it.
Agreed. Well said by you, Mr. Reserve Wolf, the Fantastic, the Third, the Awesome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Glaze.
Okay. Dr. Professor, Mr. Reserve Wolf, the Fantastic, the Awesome, the Third. The Awesome. You're welcome.
Don't forget Captain.
Oh, excuse me! Anyway, speaking of captain of the ship for Villainous, Sunk is, while he is at 20 and 17, Sunk is really slowed down.
Mm-hmm.
And is not ideal for Villainous. You know, Sunk's been a player that has had a lot of success here. You know, we joke about the USPs over the op. But that's just skill showing off there. And they have been able to not have any impact whatsoever recently as Sunk. And Dylan this time says, no. I'm sick and tired of losing. My map, my grand finals, my championship.
See what these two have to say about it, though. Oh, my Lord. Look at that. They got the 2 kills. Turns it into a 2v2. Still looking to snag this round. Oh.
Yeah, Skyline saying stuff it, Dylan. But this is a great, great play from Panic and Dylan. One towards the back of Silo on Cat, and the other one just hanging out towards Dark. Villainous, stop the bleeding. A 7-round win streak for Team Skyline. Now you know why Skyline picked this map.
Yeah, it's just... They're playing really well on it, but they have to secure the rest of these CT rounds.
Even more so, you can see why Villainous have kind of struggled at times on this map as well in officials. Recently, anyway.
Yeah, it's just... Not their map. Not the one they like playing. Orb needs to get a huge kill right here. Doesn't, so... Villainous going to move up 14 to 13 right here. They do. That'll be the end of the half, and they'll switch. Villainous in a really good spot right now. Going on the CT side, up 1. Need 2 more rounds to send themselves to the grand finals, and looks like they will snag it since they are on the superior side. And Team Skyline's T side from the last half, before the OT showed us anything, Villainous have an easy path to follow.
Mm-hmm. But again, has the confidence been shaken too much? You have to ask yourself that. It's a lot of nade damage on A. Skyline at least capitalizes on getting one of those kills. A site once again being taken. Sarcasm gets the opening pick. Skyline, the rest of them there to clean things up, and Sunk yet again in another clutch. Another 1v3 with an op at a USP. But this just seems rather improbable. Really strong post plans from Skyline. I don't think there's much that Sunk can do. I think he's just going to save this op. It would be the wise choice, and he is. The save has been called.
Such a huge round to take right here. Some confident boost for him as well. And since you're on this T side in the second half, being the first one to 15 would be beautiful. Give you a little bit of security. Oh my Lord, and they get the kill onto Sunk.
Wow.
A long shot by Swifty. Sunk taking a lot of early damage right here. Go force him back. More spokes coming out. Borb gonna get the opening kill. Good position right here for Skyline. Borb again trying to find a second. Is gonna be able to find it. Gets traded out. Turns into a 3v2 in favor of Villainous. Dylan gonna get caught out, so it turns into a 2v2. Both players sitting up in heaven now. What do Skyline decide to do here?
Oh my gosh, Swifty!
you decide to go back to A here if you're Freaky? I mean, it's going to be a battle on B. But Sunk is like...
right?
Here's the bomb plant. Oh, no! He's at 25 health, too. So, Freaky does have the advantage right here. Bomb will get smoked. Notice he ran past single door. He's just going to stick it. Good idea right here. If Freaky doesn't remember where he planted the bomb, and he's not...
Wow.
Oh, no.
Unfortunate. The money isn't the greatest either for Villainous.
Must win now. Last round of OT. Aggressive play right here from Skyline. If they get Dylan right here, it'd be huge. Oh no.
Well, Dylan's going to be able to escape. And folks, it's map, overtime, and semifinals point for Villainous. And Dylan probably just locked it up. The hero, the superstar, the captain of Villainous, however you want to call him, he is the one making things happen. 15-14. It's only Borb and Sarcasm left, and Sarcasm has had such great rounds. But the bomb has been given over. They don't have it. It is locked in. 4 members of Villainous locked in from lower, and we should very well be done. Missed opportunity from the smokiness that was perfectly aimed. Yeah, they have no time for this. They got to rush. They're all here. Every member of Villainous are down, hanging out, and guarding the bomb. Dylan's triple might just have been enough. They got to launch everything they have at it. And we are done. Miko's going to clean things up. Villainous advance to the grand finals here in the True North CounterStrat Summer Clash. Just absolutely insane. I mean, Dylan 37-20 with 180 R. Man, Swifty 28-24 with 102 ADR. It's nice to see some players for Skyline go positive, kill the death ratios here, but there's not much else you can say about them. They fought, they clawed back, being down 6 rounds. They forced OT, they won their 7th, and that was the last round in a row they ever won. Skyline were able to win 1 after that, but at the end of the day, Skyline couldn't overcome Villainous, and especially Dylan's just insane heroics.
Yeah, it just was absolutely unreal. Skyline put on a pretty good performance on Nuke. I think that's one thing to be proud of, and I think that's a team that we can keep an eye on going into Advance next season in ESEA. They're 100% going to be there. I mean, they're already 9-1 in Maine. There's no way that they don't show up there. But, hey, congrats to Villainous making it into the grand finals. And, man, Dylan just putting off a good performance.
Let's go into the brackets and show you what the brackets look like as of right now. Villainous have taken out Academy for Gifted 2-0. A tougher battle with Team Skyline 2-0. Villainous are the first team in the grand finals. It's between Notorious and Arctic Ace that is still ongoing right now. That is over on Blaker's channel and the Notorious channel. Notorious currently up 1-0 in that best of 3. And, you know, we didn't talk about it earlier, Wolfie, but let's talk about the prize pool distribution. First place gets $500. Second will get $250. And that's the actual money prizes, but even more so, probably the more important tool is from our fine friends and partners over at CounterStrat. First place will get a 1-year CounterStrat access pass, 6 months for second place. Third and fourth will get 3, and fifth and eighth place are going to get 1. So no one goes home empty-handed here. at the Summer Clash. Folks, thank you so much for watching. We're going to head up on out of here. We're going to go raid somebody. We appreciate you all staying tuned and watching all day long. Grand finals tomorrow. It's Villainous versus one of Arctic Ace or Notorious. That's going to take place tomorrow. Make sure you drop a follow here on the True North Studio channel, and make sure you have the notification bell turned on so you know when those grand finals go live. For Mr. Reserve Wolf, right over there. He's over here that way, over in his wonderful beach attire. I'm WXFan21 saying thank you so much for watching, and we will see you for the grand finals tomorrow. Latest, peoples.